the show. Everybody is Dee. I'm glad you're here. Let's get into some things. I hope you're ready, cause this is what I do. It's all about different perspectives in here. Where you gon' get the real, no BS in here. We keep it real as we can. You can tell your truth and feel comfortable here. DeeDees Reactions, videos and live things. DeeDees Reactions, she's about to put on a show. DeeDees Reactions, just to let you know, like, share, subscribe. We about to go live. It's DeeDees Reactions. Keep it real, keep it DeeDees Reactions. What you gon' do? DeeDees Reactions. We about to go live. Subscribe. We about to go live. It's DeeDees Reactions. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Welcome to the show. Everybody is Dee. I'm glad you're here. Let's get into some things. I hope you're ready, cause this is what I do. It's all about different perspectives in here. Where you gon' get the real, no BS in here. We keep it real as we can. You can tell your truth and feel comfortable here. DeeDees Reactions, videos and live things. DeeDees Reactions, she's about to put on a show. DeeDees Reactions, just to let you know, like, share, subscribe. We about to go live. It's DeeDees Reactions. Keep it real, keep it DeeDees Reactions. What you gon' do? DeeDees Reactions. We about to go live. Subscribe. We about to go live. It's DeeDees Reactions. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh.
What up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to another live stream. Happy Friday. I hope you guys are doing well. Shout out to everybody watching. Listen, as you come into the building, make sure you thumbs up the live stream. As you come into the building, make sure you hit that like button. I want to shout out to everybody who supports the channel, everybody who watches the channel. Make sure you are subscribed. If you've been watching the videos and you like the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe, share and like the content, and turn on that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. So listen, once again, as you come into the building, make sure you hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. That definitely helps the channel out. So I am back, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and hop right into the live stream. Listen, as you come into the building, hit the like button, hit the like button. We're gonna hop right into the topic. This is why women won't submit, plus the patriarchy ruin men, plus more. So we're gonna talk about it. I want to get your thoughts on it. So as you come in, if you want to leave your thoughts, comments, concerns, opinions, leave them in the chat. That way I can, see your comments. And also, if you want to support the channel, you can support via Super Chat or Cash App. That helps as well. So listen, as you come into the building, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. What's going on, Ryan from the 8? What's going on? How are you? I hope all is well with you. Thank you so much for being here. Listen, as you come into the building, hit the like button, y'all. So I want to hop into this this live stream because I don't want to keep you guys too long. Is it Ask G4563? Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. As you come into the building, make sure you hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, y'all. So you guys see the title. I want to hop right into it. I don't want to keep y'all too long this evening, but happy Friday to y'all. I hope y'all are doing well. I want to play a couple of clips and then I want to kind of give my thoughts on them, but I also want you guys to chime in the chat as well. So I want to get into this clip of this woman. She's talking about women submitting. And I want you guys to hear her take on this. And I want to get y'all thoughts. Do you agree or disagree with what she's saying? And then I'll give my 2 cents on it as well. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the first clip. Check this out.
Okay, now I heard y'all men, particularly black men, was sending my video to your woman talking about why you can't be submissive like her. Let me tell you why, bruh. To submit means to yield to a superior. Superior means high rank in quality. Remember the word quality. Women freely submit to men who date and love them with integrity. Sir, don't you know your woman is like a flower, and every time you cheat, beat, flirting with the girls at your job, doing the smallest to the biggest things to play with her mental, you are stripping all the color off of your flower. With your constant miswatering and mistreatment, you want your dead flower to all of a sudden spring up and get in the kitchen and keep your belly full and your balls empty. How can she be soft when you keep making her life hard? You want her to keep your stomach full and your balls empty, all while she is carrying a world of your childhood trauma and your hate for your mother. I've never seen a man of integrity cheat on his wife. It's not in them. You want her to be your piece, but here she is picking up all the pieces of your childhood trauma from your abusive life. She ain't even know you in middle school. Why you don't rub my back when I come home from work? Sir, I'm still trying to heal my back from all the pain that you done caused me. You give the minimum, want the maximum, turn around, get with other cultures and other races of people, and then talk bad about us and say, we got the worst attitudes in the world, but we gonna talk about y'all today. You thought giving her that good D, all that between your legs, and keeping her doped up so she not in reality of what's going on with her life. And then she come across people like my page, and I'm gonna tell her the truth. Truth of the matter is, black women are very intelligent and absolutely are easy to love. You won't even submit to God, but want your woman to submit to you. You's a fool. She ain't got no respect for me, bro. She be talking to me like I'm one of her homegirls. Sir, with those emotions, that sassiness and cattiness, you are one of the homegirls. Go heal your traumas. If you're not going to go talk to mommy and daddy and let them know that the things that they did, how they affected you as a grown man, go get a therapist.
Oh, Lord. She said a mouthful, right? She said a lot. She said a lot. But, listen, now I'm not going to sit here and act as if there aren't men out there who are trauma-filled and haven't worked on their issues, because I'm sure there are. There are men out there who have issues as well. But see, the problem I have with these types of statements is that it's always centered around the men who have not healed and the men who are dealing with their trauma and issues, but never the women. That's my problem. That's my problem. I have yet to hear a group of women say, we are see, I hear it. This is the thing, y'all. I hear women talk about their childhood traumas and their issues and the struggles they have had, but it's all centered around women and women who are sympathizing and empathizing with their issues. I never, and when it's a kumbaya crying, let it all out, girl, we are here for you, we gonna get through it. But I never hear them on an individual basis acknowledge their parts and how they've contributed to the failure of a relationship based on their trauma and the things that they are struggling with. See, they'll admit it when it's supported. But when it comes to relationships, you rarely hear women speak out on their childhood trauma and the things that they have not healed from. They all talk about they were abused and maybe mistreated and essayed as young women. So that means you have a lot of trauma and a lot of unhealed trauma too. But when it comes to relationships, they never talk about how that unfolded or how it, how it lended itself in a relationship, how that played out when you were dealing with men. It's always the men and their childhood trauma, but never yours. If they have childhood trauma and unfinished trauma or unhealed trauma, so do you. How did you show up? See, we got to stop pushing the blame on the other person and start looking at ourselves. How did you contribute negatively in that relationship? Where's your father? Did you have your father growing up? Did he teach you some things about men and women and relationships? Did your mother teach you how to be a wife and how to show up for a man in a relationship? Because a lot of us didn't get that teaching. But the problem and the reason why it's so hard for relationships and dating in this day and age is because women hate to take accountability. Take accountability. Yeah, there are men who have issues, but my thing is, y'all all have issues. Baby, there are a lot of strange, mentally ill women that are walking these streets and blaming men for their problems. All of this stuff she said in this video could be attributed to most women too. And that's the part they don't want to accept. And that's where I come in. I'm like, listen, girl, I get you. I understand you may have dealt with some man because he did put the good D on you. And this is what a lot of you women go after the man because he look good. He give you good D. And you think that That's okay until the other problems arise. And you yourself are attracted to those men, not just because of the good deed, because it's like y'all could sniff each other out. You can sniff out trauma just like he is sniffing it out too. Y'all are attracting each other because y'all both on the mental, really are on the same mental page. And women are acting like they're higher up when you're exactly on the level of that man that you are attracted to. That's why they keep picking the type of dudes that have these issues, that will treat you badly, that will not respect you, or whatever the issues they're complaining about. You keep going to those types of men and then complaining and talking about they have unhealed trauma. Well, so do you. I would love to hear from women who will say, look, I've never had no trauma in my life. I've never been in horrible relationships and I don't have that. No, because most of them have it. Most of these women have unhealed trauma themselves. And you go pick a guy who hasn't dealt with his issues, and then you complain about him, and you don't see yourself in that. That's the only thing. That's the part that I have an issue with. And the part where a lot of women are in denial. They're in denial. You don't want to accept your part in it. Oh, he's just unhealed. And this is why y'all don't want to submit. No, you don't submit because you wasn't taught to. If you're going to say that Black men were not taught how to be good men and how to treat women, well, Black women were never taught anything about what they should do for a man. Black women have not taught Black women how to treat men, and that you should hold them in a high regard and respect them and love them and, work with them. No, they were taught to be independent boss chicks, and you don't need these men and you're better than them. So how, this whole idea of submitting, you basically saying, what are you submitting to? Like, a lot of these women aren't even marriage material. So a lot of these men ain't even looking at y'all to take serious. And y'all talking about submit. A woman who is raised to be a wife, she understands submission. She understands working with a good man. And a lot of these women who go against that is because y'all never were taught how to be a good woman for any man. And this is why you go from man to man to man. All y'all care about is, how tall he is and how he can put it on you real good. And then you worry. And then you want to come back and talk about, oh, he's sassy. Oh, he this. Yeah, he probably, maybe he is. Because you keep picking the sassy types that were raised by their mothers who didn't have fathers in their lives. Because you probably didn't have a father figure in your life, and your mother probably wasn't shit. So I'm just saying, in general, a lot of these women go after the guys who are actually on their level and then complain about them as if they're above them. And you're really not. You're picking what's on your level, and you mad because he's not more. Instead of y'all working together and heal your trauma together. How about that? How about you find somebody that like you and you like them, and y'all work on y'all trauma together? Because anybody who's actually worked on their trauma is not going to deal with your low vibrations, as that lady would say. They're not going to want to deal with you because you're beneath them mentally. They worked on themselves and they don't want to go backwards. And I know y'all heard, about Jeezy, coming out speaking about his marriage and say he think he was a great husband and all that kind of stuff. He walked away from that marriage, in my opinion, because he was above the BS. He didn't want to have to deal with this lady talking about she had a hot temper and all this kind of stuff. He didn't want to go backwards dealing with her. So he had to walk away. And I applaud any person, whether it's a man or a woman, who walks away or who does not tolerate BS because you're trying to, level yourself up mentally, and you don't want somebody to take you backwards, and then you have to start all over. So you have to demand respect. You have to demand the things that you want. And you keep going after the same type of guys and then complaining, oh my God, he's so sassy, he this and he want that. Well, look at yourself. What is your behavior like? You got to look at yourself. You can't always check somebody else without looking at yourself. So yeah, wow. These women love, posting these types of videos, and it just screams no accountability. It just screams you pick the wrong type of dudes and complain about them, because the guys that would be everything that you need, you don't want them. You don't want the guys that will respect you but the guys who actually are emotionally intelligent, the guys that will do the right things, because he don't have no swag and all of these other things. He ain't 6 feet tall. You know what I'm saying? It's just getting old. It really is. It's just old and dumb. Jamil 843, thank you for the super chat. Says, where is the Neo Soul album, DeeDee? LOL. I don't know, child. I'm glad y'all like the song though. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. You know, and that's funny. I really do, because I did a like a song before. I really want to do something, because I've been talking to my husband about it, about making me not maybe a few songs, not an album, but to actually put something together. We're gonna work on it. Trust me. I really do want to put music out, for real, for real. I think it'll be fun, and I would love to let y'all hear it. So who knows? You might see something coming in the near future. Jamil, thank you once again, says women are real narcissists. For real. I mean, yeah. It's just crazy. What's going on? I don't know how you say your name, but hi, NIGDD1. Thank you so much for being here. Octavius, Mackenzie, how are you? And yeah, thank y'all so much for being here. So yeah, make sure y'all hit the like button as you come into the building, you guys. So yeah, I just think it's interesting. It's a common theme that we're hearing these days. We constantly hear women talk about the faults of the man. Oh, the men are just this and that. I'm so tired of hearing that. I really am. And once again, for the people in the back, I'm not saying that men don't have faults. I say we all have faults, but we're always pushing it onto the men. It's getting old and it's getting tiresome. Like, because I know a lot of these women are batshit crazy. I know a lot of these women have issues. I know a lot of y'all have not healed y'all childhood trauma and your issues with your mothers and the lack of fathers. I know that y'all have not healed all those issues. That's why you want a man to deal with you. Why you got to deal with you? If he got to deal with you, that lets me know right there that you haven't dealt with yourself. Why, if you haven't dealt with yourself and you still have anger issues, you still have pent up animosity, you still have resentment and all this stuff stemming from your childhood and whatever happened to you, and you want a man to deal with you, when you hear a woman say that, that lets you know she hasn't dealt with her issues. So why is the focus always on the men as opposed to you focusing on yourself and getting yourself together? That way you'll maybe start to attract men who actually worked on themselves. You keep attracting the same types of guys because that's your type. That's what you go after, and that's what you keep getting. And when it doesn't work out, is all his fault? No, you got to take some ownership in that as well. So, I just, these talking points are just old, and it doesn't make any sense to me. And I think it's getting old and nobody's falling for it. They're still trying to push this agenda. Oh, these men, no, come on now. It takes two. Y'all, women aren't perfect. And I'm so sick and tired of hearing this narrative. Oh, the women. Oh, you bashing women. Well, maybe y'all need to be bashed. Maybe y'all need some shaming to get it together. You know what I'm saying? It's not that one is better than the other. Nobody is better than the other is what I'm saying. I'm saying we all need some type of work in some way, shape, or form. But if you've been working on yourself, whether you're a male or female, don't allow somebody to come in and take you backwards. Don't allow somebody to come in and pull you back into that old space. If you're working on yourself, you need to surround yourself around people who can elevate you, not bring you down. And there are a lot of women who have not worked on themselves, but they think they are everything in 10 bags of chips because they went to school. And I just think that your college don't make you special. That's all I'm saying. So I just think that that's crazy. I think that's something that women have to work on. I do still believe that women have more work to do than men. I'm standing by that. Until they start doing the work. If I start to see more women elevating and doing the work mentally, not just go and get a job, because somehow what is going on to the point to where they think getting all these PhDs makes them better? No. I said it yesterday. It doesn't make you better. So you got to work on your mental for real, so that a man doesn't have to handle you, but he can sit down and have a conversation with you, and it could be a cordial one and not a disparaging one and a hostile one because you sitting here thinking you're better. Like, come on, y'all got to stop. What's going on? See, Urban's keyword ownership. Exactly. So it's like, no. It's that's okay, Lorenzo. You're not really late. Thank you for being here, though. I appreciate you. You ain't missed nothing. Talking about the regular hyena talk as per usual. Sure, ain't nothing new under the sun. It's the same old stuff. Thank you, C. Irvin. You ain't missed nothing, Lorenzo. But this woman trying to point out once again the Bonnet Crew Society member is trying to point out the failures of men and why women don't submit to these men. You know, women always say we can't submit because what we submitting to, I'm just not going to submit to anybody. Well, why you keep picking anybody? Why you keep going with anybody? And the truth of the matter is, a lot of these men ain't even asking you to submit. A lot of these men ain't even approaching a lot of these women who think that they're bad bees. These men ain't even approaching you. You ain't nobody even asking you to submit, probably. It's just a talking point. Oh, they want you to submit. Yeah, because once again, the women who understand relationships and what it's based on, they don't have a problem with that. The only women that have a problem with submission is the ones who don't have a man and don't know what that means, and they're not trying to do anything for a man, but you want a man to do everything for you. That has to change. That's it. That's it. It has to change. So, and until that changes, and I think women are the ones who have to make those changes, because if not, it's just going to probably get worse. And men are going to find other women and start marrying those other women who are wifey material, women who were raised to be wives, and they're going to start creating families with them. And then the black women are just going to be obsolete. Like nobody's, you know what I'm saying? I don't want that to be the case. It's not like I'm saying, oh my God. No, I think we it's something that you could work on, but so many women are so stuck in their ways and so stuck in the way they think, they don't see it no other way. You know what I mean? So I think that's the problem. And I just think, you know, there's still women out here who are making these videos for clicks and views and saying stuff that just doesn't make any sense to a degree. Now, I'll give you a little bit because everything exists. You know, there probably is some guys who, you know, cheat on you and do things like that, but you allow it. That's the thing. Why do you sit back and allow somebody to cheat on you and disrespect you? Why do you sit there and allow them to do that to you? That says everything about you too. You know, if you have all these standards and you leveling up and all of this, that should be something that you would not allow. But it's good talking points, but it's not the actions involved. It's not something that they actually, are trying to do. Because why? Because you going after guys for the wrong reasons. You're picking them for the wrong reasons, and then if they don't have if they don't have the qualities that you realize that you want. Oh, he's this and he's everything underneath the sun. No, you didn't vet him properly. You didn't vet the type of guys that will be good, respectful to you, that wouldn't cheat on you, that are loyal. The men who are really there for you and not just to sleep with you. You're not picking them because they're lame. You're picking the guys that you are physically attracted to, and they're not the guys that's going to be there with you long term. So that's that. And if you don't know how to maneuver that, there's nothing else that could be done. You know what I'm saying? So let's move on. I want to play this next clip for you guys. Make sure you hit the like button as you come in. Here we go.
Manipulate women. Check this out. First date I take you on, I'm gonna act like such a nice guy. I'm gonna get your door. I'm gonna take you on a bunch of dates. Before you give me the pussy, I'm gonna act like such a great guy. That's why as soon as a nigga get the pussy, he got what he wanted, he fall off. We use manipulation tactics to get exactly what we wanted. It don't matter how long it takes. And some women tell a nigga, I'm gonna make him wait 6 months. And we don't care. We can play the game with you for 6 months. But the day I get it, I'm gonna leave you that day because that's what I wanted off top.
You're really not manipulating her because you know that most women, and when we go on dates, we look at it as a free ticket to get free food or a free evening or a free event. So half the time the woman knows that you are doing this to earn the coochie, but that's the whole point. You have to earn the coochie. It's not given.
So is it earned based off how much money I spent? Because that sounds like prostitution.
No, it's not prostitution. It's simply how bad does this guy like me.
All right, so would you give the coochie to a dude that didn't spend no money on you?
He never spent $1 on me?
Never spent $1.
But what is he doing? What are we doing?
I feel like dick and pussy is an equal exchange. I don't feel like pussy's over. Why would I have to pay a woman when I feel like it's an equal exchange? Fucking with me, you came, I came, it's equal.
A pretty woman is equivalent to a rich man.
No. Not at all, because it takes more for a man to be a rich man than it does for a woman to be pretty. You was born pretty. I had to earn being rich.
I truly don't believe that statement because I feel like women, you have to be doing something or on something in order to get in those rooms with those high value men. Or
bullshit. You don't have to have nothing going on. As long as you cute, you got to think. If I see you on Instagram, I'm looking on the explore page. If I see you, I see your body and don't let you show that little coochie print off. If I see those things, I'm DMing you and I'm flying you out. You got a free flight based off what I saw. I halfway don't even know your name.
They was talking fast. But did you get the gist of what they were saying? Basically, she said a pretty woman is equal to a rich man. I don't agree with that. Because he's right. It takes more for a man to become rich than a woman being pretty. So that's not equivalent. I do agree that women are prostituting themselves out here. It's all about a dollar amount. We talk about it every day. It's all about how much money you got. You got to get to the bag. You want to get to the bag off of him. He got to have money to please you. And then part of that is, if you got the money, then you'll give him your body for the right price. This is why a lot of these women request the things that they're requesting. It's not because they're trying to see, they know that you might want them physically, or sexually. So they're like, okay, well, I'm gonna pay my bill, do this, do that, because if I'm thinking about giving you some, then I need something from you. So that basically they are selling themselves. But but it's a game at the same time, because just because you spend all this money on them doesn't guarantee that they're gonna do that with you. So you just a gamble for men every time they date a woman and take them out. And if you thinking you're attracted to her and you gonna get some by spending $1,000 on her on a date, you think again, because some of these women just, for like she said, they hungry, they want some food. And if you're going to be in their phone as food, that's what they want. They want to go to the most expensive restaurants or wherever. Yeah, they want to go and they want to look good. They want to post on the gram. They want to eat the food up. And then, whatever else you got in store for them, they going to take it. And then they're going to be like, oh, I think I'm going to go home now. I'm tired. And they go home and you get nothing. So it's not a guarantee. So this is why I always say, listen, these women are playing games too. If they know who to play the games with, because once again, and I'm going to stand on this one too, if a woman is attracted to you physically, you don't have to do all that. Oh my God. I'm gonna stand on it. You don't have to do all that. If a woman is attracted to you physically and you take her out, you could take her to McDonald's, baby. You could take her to a walk around the park. You could, if she feeling you and she's attracted to you, you don't have to do none of that. You could take her straight to your crib and get what you want. It's just that. So that's the difference between when a woman is attracted to you versus when she's not. The ones that, to me, that they make, the ones that make you pay for it, because they're not really attracted to you. So they got to get something out of it. If they're not attracted to you, they're not really feeling you like that. So they got to get some type of something. So they got to get some money to pay a bill, something, food, something to justify them, possibly being with you. So yeah, I'm going to stand by that. And yeah, it is like prostitution. This is what a lot of women are out here doing, but they don't want to call it what it is. But that's what it is. See, Irvin, thank you once again for the super chat. Says some women think self-improvement stops when they feel it does. Self-improvement is a constant thing. Just like the expectation of men to constantly provide intellectually, emotionally, plus financially. Exactly. You're always working on yourself. Thank you, C. Irvin. Once again, I appreciate you for the support. You should always be working on yourself. You don't just work on yourself for a short period of time and then stop. And two, I also believe that, listen, when you're supposed to work on yourself individually, and you're supposed to work on yourself with your spouse. When you're in a relationship, y'all have to work on things together, because when you're single, there are certain things that you have to focus on that relates to your individual self. Like you have to, if you got an anger issue, you got to work on your anger issue. If you got to learn how to be patient, you got to work on your patience. There are things that you have to work on individually, and there are things that you have to collectively work on when you're in a relationship. So this is why I say, listen, when you go to therapy as a single person, I think that's great, because you can become self-aware and you understand yourself and the things that you need to work on. But when you get in a relationship, a committed relationship or marriage, there are things y'all going to have to work on together. You can no longer use your singular experience of working on yourself with your joint efforts. Y'all, because especially when you get married and you're living in the same household with a person, there are things that y'all gonna encounter that you didn't encounter when you were single and living by yourself. There are certain things now that you have to create together. Y'all have to establish certain boundaries or whatever it is, whatever you have to do to make your relationship work. Those are the things you have to work on together. So then this is why they recommend marriage counseling, or where y'all can sit down together and work on y'all differences or things like that. And so, yeah, and I think individual counseling is great, but you also, when you get in a relationship with somebody, y'all got to work on some things too, because that person is different from you. Y'all are not the same. Sometimes you have different backgrounds, upbringings, a lot of things y'all don't do the same. So y'all gonna have to come to some type of agreement where it's copacetic for the two of you, where you both are comfortable in this and y'all make it work. You gotta compromise on some things. And I think that's where it gets crazy. A lot of people don't want to do that. But when you're dealing with another person, you have to compromise. You can't, you know what I'm saying? It's a part of being in a relationship. And it doesn't have to be bad, but a lot of these things people don't talk about and they don't bring it up. And then it becomes a problem in a relationship. And this is how people relationships end up failing, because they don't talk about it. Because honestly, I think women are I don't know what it is. Maybe it's in our DNA. We just designed to think that everything's supposed to go our way. Baby, people could get divorced over not getting the color of paint on the wall that they wanted. People could get in hard down crash outs because you want your house to be painted a certain color. He want another color. He want this type of room. You want this. And y'all not going to agree. People get in mad, hard, drag out fights over simple things. Over simple things that should be easily resolved. You'll be surprised. I said this before, people argue over who ate the Cheerios, who left the empty milk carton in the refrigerator. Like simple stuff like that, just building. People just, be all over the place and breaking up over things that you would ordinarily think, damn, y'all should be able to work that out. And it's just little things that build up. And then people walk away. Like, I'm tired of this shit. They leave, and that's that. So you have to understand that a relationship is not me. It's not all about me. You got to consider each other, because at some point it's going to be a problem. So yeah, I tell people that all the time. But yeah, in this particular clip here, I think the guy was right. I think the woman was right in saying that, women know that men are anticipating sex. So that's why they ask for the things that they're asking for. So you go into it knowing that you're going to prostitute yourself out for some food or for a bill to be paid or for whatever. They go into it knowing that this is why they ask for those things. And I think that's just unfortunate, but this is the world that we live in, but then they want to act like they're so leveled up and so better and all this kind of things. And, I found Jesus, I found God, and I'm just an elevated person. That don't mean a thing. It don't mean a thing. Let's continue.
Have the audacity.
Never thought I'd see the day when we needed audacity in order to ask a general question. Viewer discretion is advised.
To ask me what I brought to the table, which is crazy because in 2025, are we still asking this question? Okay.
Yes, in 2025, men are still asking this question because women refuse to answer it. And a lot of the time, the ones that do answer it, it's never an actual answer. It's just some long, drawn-out response about a whole bunch of shit that has nothing to do with the actual question. All we're asking is, how are you going to be a benefit to us? We're not in this relationship just to give you shit. We want to know what we're getting as well. It's supposed to be an exchange between two people in a healthy manner. It's no different from when y'all ask a man, what does he do for work? You're asking that question because you want to understand how his line of work benefits you. How much money is he making? That money that he's making is a direct benefit to you. It's the same fucking concept.
But nonetheless, he asked me the question. I said, well, nothing. I don't bring anything to the table. He said, I can never date a woman like you. Great. You're not in my caliber of man anyway. What?
Okay, let me start off by saying I don't think any man asked her this. Let me just get that out the way first.
Right.
Secondly, in what space were you guys in order for him to ask you this question if he wasn't your caliber of man? I'm 100% sure random men are not just walking up to you and asking you, what do you bring to the table? There had to be some kind of conversation of some sort that allowed him to ask this question. And thirdly, why would you be disingenuous to a person that you actively engage in a conversation with? If you have something that you are willing and ready to put on the table for a man that you are seeing a future with, why not just say what it is?
Right.
And for the record, a lot of y'all don't answer that question because it forces you to verbalize your actual value in the relationship. A woman's value is more than just her having kids. And I would hope that if you do decide to have kids for that man, that is something you want as well, which would mean it's a joint decision or a joint benefit to the both of you. A lot of y'all don't cook. A lot of y'all don't clean. So we're trying to figure out, okay, where is the benefit coming from by having you in my corner? Plus, in today's day and age, the value of a woman isn't as apparent as y'all make it seem. A lot of y'all are very different from what the average man believes y'all to actually be. So in order to make things clear, that's where the question fits. Because having you means that I have to protect and provide. Those two things alone are critical essentials to life itself. Right. Without those two things, you don't have anything. So if I'm going to put myself in that kind of position, I would like to know, what is it that I am getting in return for this effort? Why do y'all make it so fucking difficult? Oh, you know why? I know why. Because a lot of y'all ain't got shit to fucking offer besides some cat. But you know what? That's not a conversation you want to have with me. And I know y'all ain't gonna listen to me because I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep the change.
But he's right. This normal guy is absolutely right. They don't that offends them because they don't bring anything to the table. Point blank and the period. You don't bring nothing. You don't know what to offer a man. Once again, it goes back to most women not taught to bring anything to a man. Like what? I'm the table. The man's supposed to give everything to me, and that's messing their heads up now. It's really messing them up. They really don't know what to do with that question, or they don't know what to do in general because men are asking, "Hey, look." And even if they don't ask it in those certain terms, like what do you bring to the table? They may not ask it like that, but they may ask, okay, so what do you do? What's your family? How did you have your parents in your life? How were where were you raised? Did you have your mother and your father? They're going to ask questions that would give them, hopefully give them answers to determine what you could possibly bring to the table. And they're going to listen to the conversation if there is one. But there's a way to pull it out of them without saying those exact, oh, what do you bring to the table? But hell, I'm not mad if they did ask because I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't see anything wrong with asking a woman, hey, so what do you offer? What are you looking to gain in a relationship? Do you want a relationship? Do you want to be married? What type of wife do you think you would be? Like, what do you want to be, a stay-at-home wife? Do you want to homeschool the kid? What do you want to do? Do you want kids? Like, all of that is going to tell you exactly what you need to know about this woman. Same way she would ask you, hey, do you want kids? These are normal questions that you should ask when you're trying to date somebody and build something with somebody. You got to know if y'all are on the same page. Do you want kids? Do you want to be married? What's your plan in 5 years? Where do you see yourself? Like, what do you want? Do you want a wife? That's normal questions. That's like, hey, do you want to work after you have kids? Like, do what you want to do? Like, or do you just want to be at home with the kid? Like, those are questions you should ask so you'll know where this person stands. If she tells you, I already got, first off, I already got kids. I got three baby daddies. Yeah, that'll let you know right there whether to run or, run, I would say, but if you want to stay, that's on you. But I never been married, but I want to be married and I want to start my business and I'm looking for somebody to help me level that up. Boom, run to the hills from what's coming to your help. Run to hell with the quickness. Because I don't think that's what most men want. I'm looking for somebody to help my business and to pour into me and what else they say? Pour into me and level. I want somebody to teach me more business so I can level up, and I might want another kid if my man want one, but I already got 3, so I don't know about that. And yeah, I just want, I want somebody to level up and so we could build, so we could build together. No, she wants your coins to get her business going so she could turn around and leave. Because she wanted on by herself. She want to, be this boss chick. And she didn't, they use the men to level themselves up. And then they turn around and say, I got it. I did this for myself. There's a whole story about this woman. She was with her man and I don't know how he made his money, but he had money. I don't know if he did it illegally or whatever, but he went to jail. I don't know if y'all heard this story. It was a sad story because he deleted her. I don't even remember all of the details, but I'm thinking of it. He deleted her because he went to jail. When he got out of jail, she hadn't took everything, all his business, his money, everything. But she made it bigger. But then she got all the money and she didn't want to even give him anything. She took it all, made it her business, took everything from him and leveled it up and made it seem like she did it. This man, and that was his baby's mother. This man ended up deleting this lady, and I don't think they found him yet. He's still on the loose. He's on America's Most Wanted. They still haven't found him. And that's unfortunate. She had to lose her life, but he deleted her because she took everything and didn't want to, and he get out and she'd have moved on and took all the money, everything. And I'm like, this is crazy. But this is, a lot of women have those intentions. They want to use a man to build themselves up and then turn around and act like they did it for themselves. Oh, I'm a boss chick because I'm all about mine. But you took that man's money to do that. You know what I mean? A lot of women want, that's why they say, hey, teach me something. Show me the business. They don't want to sit back and be with for some of these women, they really don't want to sit back and be with a successful man who says, you know what, I got this. They talk all this shit, but they don't really be. I see a lot of women who want to be boss chicks. They want to feel important. So a lot of these women will have husbands or meet men who are like, hey, I want a woman. I don't want a woman to work. I want my wife to be at the house, and I want kids, and I want my wife to raise the kids and homeschool the kids. He really want that upbringing for his kids, and a woman that he can feel comfortable with and safe and know that she's comfortable doing that at the house, and send it to a real housewife. These women don't want to do that shit. This is why I say the traditional wife is mostly over. The women who was gonna be that, mostly they're already that, and they've been that for some time, and they understand it. But these new women, they don't want to just be at the house. They got to be outside. And they want you to just pay all their bills. If they could have it the way they really want it, they just want a man they want you to live in your place and they live in theirs. Or if y'all live together, they want a card. They want a card. They don't want you to give them a card that's unlimited, that they can just spend, go on trips, do whatever they want, and don't have any other responsibilities. That's what a lot of these women want. That's the soft life for them. Oh, they don't have to do anything. Just give me the money. I go on trips with my girlfriends anytime I want to. I could shop till I drop. I could do all this. I don't want to be bogged down. I don't want to cook. I don't want to clean. You could hire somebody for that and all that. You know what I mean? That's what they want. They want a rich life where they don't have to do anything. They don't have to worry about the bills, how much it costs and all that. And then the minute the man, because this money don't grow on trees. He got to work to get this money and maintain it, right? You have to maintain money. Even if you are considered rich, you still got bills, baby. You still got to maintain that money. I don't know where they think that, if he's rich, he's got unlimited funds. You still got to maneuver that money. You still got to make sure that money is coming in, and you got to make sure you're not spending. You got to do proper investments. They don't understand what it takes for men to maintain that type of lifestyle and that type of money. They just think, you got money, you just spend, as if people haven't gone broke, as if people who were rich at one point actually, went broke. You can go broke. So they don't understand that you have to maintain that. They just think because they don't have to work for it. You could just buy. You could just do all these things for me, and I'm just gonna be this passenger princess, and that's all I want. And you don't really do nothing for him. You just do what you want and hang out with him every now and again, and then you back to the streets. Like, that's what I feel like a lot of these women want. That's why they be saying they want a man where they can live in separate houses, but you want him to pay your bills and his bills. Like, come on, girl. Yeah. This is why a lot of these women are by themselves. It's just stupid. Anyway, but hell, if there's a man out there that's gonna do it, they ready for that. They don't really be wanting relationships. They don't really want to be housewives for real. You don't want to be in the house 24/7 raising kids, because that's not always fun. You don't want to do that. You want somebody else to take care of them. You want to just not have to have any responsibilities once again, and do whatever it is you want on his dime. That's it. They don't want to be committed. They want to go out and screw whoever they want and do whatever they want, child. And yeah, if they're men who gonna fall for that, they'll be happy to take it. They don't be wanting you. They just want what you got. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, it's just that's where we at, and that's what it is. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Let's move on, y'all, to this next video clip where they're talking about the patriarchy. And in this particular clip, I don't know if you guys have already seen it. April Mason is in this one, and she's talking. This comes from the Certified Man podcast. I'll put the link in the description if you want to watch the entire thing, but I'm only going to play a clip, a bit of it, and I want to get y'all thoughts on this one. So make sure you chime in the chat. Make sure y'all hit the like button. All right, here we go.
Final question for you guys. One thing to deal with before we get out of here, and that is there's a lot of men, good men that I know.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Man, they're in these relationships, marriages.
Yes.
And they're struggling. They're struggling.
Like, what do you mean by struggle?
Struggling in the sense of, we have been taught as men to be the saint, the good guy. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily the nice guy. Most of us kind of move past being the nice guy,
yeah.
but the good guy. We say the right things and focus on the right thing. That we don't do too much watering the savage, but we got both.
Yeah,
we got the saint and we got the savage. Mm-hmm. And a lot of these guys have extinguished their savage because they don't see how in this world that they created, there's a space. And I'm going to do a talk about that. And I'm going to dig into it. But I don't understand this part about...
Explain the savage. Go back. What does that look like?
So the savage is the person who at your rawest form, how you really feel, how you genuinely think, how you genuinely move. If all things were considered or not considered, this is how I would move. I make the decision not to do that. So I know I can be a savage. Trust me, you don't want the saint to show up if somebody coming through our house at 2 o'clock in the morning. You don't want that. You want the savage. And I don't mind being him. It's fulfilling to be him. It's fulfilling to be him. But as I know, as I continue to grow and become, I know I got to do a good job with both. And I'll talk about that. But a lot of these guys, man, they're really struggling because they feel disrespected because who they have had to become in order to stay married, to stay faithful, has caused them to have just a little bit of disrespect from home. Because he's the good guy. He ain't gonna do nothing. He ain't gonna, you get popping off at the mouth. Typically, you're like, hey, but you don't do that. Just take it. And I want you to talk to that woman, wife. I'm going to talk to that man, the husband, and get him some hope in situations that they're people of a certain age as well. But they're just trying to stay together.
You know, one of the things is I always want to know if the man showed that part of him when they first got together. Because I have a client now, he's dealing with something similar. And the man that I see, he doesn't show, he's dating, but the man that I see, I said, I see why you don't have a woman, because you won't show this side of who you are. He felt like, well, I feel like a woman may not want me if I show this. But is it her fault, or is it your fault for not being your authentic self and saying, let me see who's willing to accept who I am?
So watch this. Some guys, they want the upgrade. They see you as an upgrade. They see you as an upgrade. I can't bring all of that because I don't know that I'm okay to bring that part to you. You an upgrade. You helping me be better.
But you can't place your frustration on someone you chose not to show that side of you to because of what you wanted. You wanted the upgrade. So now you feel like you have to suppress certain parts of you because you didn't choose someone
a lot of men do.
that could actually accept you for 100% for who you were because you wanted something else. So like I said, I coach men.
Yeah, but I think women don't understand the men. You know, it's just one thing to, you know what I mean? You could understand the male nature, but to live as a man is different. And I think as women, we in hindsight, we could say these things, what April is saying, but you don't get to live it. It's like if you it's easy to say tell a man, oh, you should have done X, Y, and Z, but you don't have that as women, we don't have the experience of men. And to me, the experience outweighs what you feel and believe, because it's easy to tell a man after the fact or anytime, oh, you should have done this. And there are men who have done that and it didn't work out. You get what I'm saying? Like, you could tell a man, you should have shown all of your vulnerabilities. And then with the men who have shown their vulnerable side, they get laughed at. They're called sassy and, you know, names like, I wouldn't dare recommend a man meeting somebody early on in a relationship and showing her all of him. I would not. I think you need to be truthful about your intentions. I think you need to be truthful about what it is that you want from the woman, what your expectations are, and all of those things, and be authentic about who you are. But being vulnerable and showing every side of yourself to a woman early on, I wouldn't recommend that, because most women will look at that and that'll be a red flag to them. Oh, girl, he was telling me you come on too strong with stuff. These women will walk away and they will talk about you. So I think it's easy for us to tell a man what he should and should do when we don't live as a man. That's like telling a woman what she should do, as how she should act and behave. Sometimes it's easier for the other side to say it because you don't have to live as a woman. You don't know the difficulties that women face. Just like I don't think we really understand how difficult it can be for men out here dating women, dating us, because women are very critical and hypocritical. Women could do the same thing that you do, but then yours is somehow worse. So I don't think we really understand when we telling men when you're telling men those things because you don't live as a man. There are many men who have tried to do things a certain way and it didn't work out. Women just laugh in their face. So I don't think a woman is capable of telling a man how to be a man and what works. I don't. I really do. I think I can tell you my perspective. Like I always say, listen. And if I ever do that, please let me know. Please check me because I be all over the place sometimes. Look, let me know. If I'm saying somebody what I think a man should be doing, I said never check me, baby. I'm all good. Tell me, look, oh no, DeeDee, you said you want. All right, I got you. Because look, I'll tell you about a woman. We're batshit crazy. I do my best to try to say the nature of women because I'm one and I have those tendencies. So I know for real firsthand what it is. So I can tell you about that woman all day. But I can't really delve into, and I can tell you the experiences that I've had with my husband and men, in my circle and the things that they say, but I'm still not a man. So I can't tell, oh, you should do this, you should do X, Y, Z, then it don't work out. Then what you gonna tell them? Oh, well, you should have did this. Like, nah, I don't, no, I don't agree with that. But let's continue.
And pretty high profile men. And this is
hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. If you're driving, pull over, hit the like button. If you're at work, stop, take a break, hit the like button. Come on now. What you doing? Hit the like button at least. At least we need to have as many likes as people we do in the building. So make sure y'all hit the like button. Please help your sister out. Hit the like button. Goddamn. My bad. Let's continue.
This is some of the conversations that we have. I'm like, you're going to have to sit down and show her who you are. Now, you're going to also have to be ready and give her the opportunity to make any adjustments or to digest it if you did not show her that from the beginning, or to leave.
That's what they don't want.
And so then can you be really upset and feel a certain way when you have it in your mind? You've made your own decision of, I feel like I can't show her this, when you never tried it in the first place because you're
this sound like victim shaming.
No.
I beat you because I love you.
No, you didn't. You never showed it. You're not playing with you. You never showed it.
Go ahead.
And so this is something that I always have to talk to men about. I'm like, I hear your heart.
Yeah.
But have you ever tried? Well, I don't think I can. No. I didn't ask you if you think you can.
Yeah.
Are you willing to show and then deal with whatever the consequences is, but know that you will be free?
Yeah.
You will be free in your heart and your soul. You're no longer carrying this burden of, I can't be myself. Now, she may stay. She may say, this is something that I can't deal with. But you as a man, even if you are as a woman, you will put yourself in a better position to get someone that can be that container that I talked about, to be that container for you. But how can you...
With half your stuff gone.
Then don't complain. No, you can't. Katie, now listen to what you said.
Yeah.
Because you wanted to upgrade, you chose not to show your authentic, all of who you were to somebody that you chose to marry.
Because it was labeled as bad.
Right.
Okay. It may have been labeled as bad.
Yeah.
I get that. I'm not.
But if it's labeled bad, why would men do it? And who's labeling it bad? It's really women. Because the women are the ones who call you sassy and call you feminine if you cry, or if you cry a little too much, over something. It could be a loved one. You could lose your mama or your daddy. And if you cry a little too much, they're going to be like, ooh, girl, he cried for a week straight. Ooh, that's a bit too much. There's no empathy when it comes to dealing with, when you're dealing with these women. They don't have no empathy for a man. She have the space and the time to do and whatever she feels and whatever is necessary for her to heal. But a man, that time is limited, baby. And if I'm lying, I'm flying. Women don't have all this space. A lot of women don't have all this space for a man to do this. You gotta, baby, if you gonna cry, you better go. You better not let her see you cry, and then you gotta suck it up and deal with your issues behind the scenes. You can't show that. Women don't deal with that too well. And I wish they would be honest. Like, you, man, ain't gonna sit here and show you all this vulnerable side. You gonna think he crazy. Women don't deal too well with that. And that's funny how they'll tell you that, and then they know good and well when men do that, they don't like it. It's a turnoff. It's a real turnoff for most women. They don't want to see the man crying. They think he's weak. They associate that with being weak. That's why you think the men don't do it. The men realize that. Damn. They can't cry. They can't show emotion. They can't do that. Because he has to always appear to be strong. Or you going to look at him crazy. And if y'all just in the beginning of a relationship and y'all haven't really established it, she going to go and talk about that to her girlfriends and leave you alone, child. And it's with any woman. It's not about leveling up, or it's any woman. Most women don't want to see that. They're going to label you as sassy with the quickness. That's just my thoughts. Let's continue.
Saying that it's right or wrong, but what I am saying is that's still a choice that you have to make. Nobody can make the choices just because something was taught to you a particular way. You have the ability to decide if you want to partake in that. At this stage in my life, men get...
and this is why men decide to not to show y'all that side of them. They do make a choice. You could be married and your husband still won't show you his vulnerable side. He could be a good man and do everything that he needs to do as a husband, but he may not show you his vulnerable. He may not tell you about what's really going on with him. He might go talk to, and that's where, because these men don't feel comfortable. We talked about this before. They don't feel like it's a space to do that, and I do understand, like, when young boys are little, they're told, don't cry, you better suck it up, because you got to be a man and all that. I do understand that young boys are told that, but it's perpetuated by women telling them that too. If you had your father around, I don't know if y'all had your dads and your dad tell you, they don't cry, you got to be a man. Men do that, but women do it also. And so, that's part of it, I will say. But then, as you get older, you realize if you've ever been vulnerable with a woman, she used it against you. So men learn really quickly, like, oh, okay, I can't be vulnerable with her, because when mad day come, she's gonna bring that up. She's gonna pull all the things that hurt me right back out, and she's gonna weaponize it. So I think men realize things quicker than women understand. They realize, so they just don't do it. So I think that's the best thing. Look, don't do it. If if it harmed you the first time, men understand quickly that I'm not going to do that ever again. And that's why they do that way. And my question is, why do women, look, if you got a good man and he's a good man, why do you need him to always, because I feel like, honestly, y'all, I really think women just want something on men. You want to be able to have something you can use against them. I really do. And I don't think all women do this. So it's not all, but I mean, I'm sure a lot of them, they want to know your innermost secrets and everything, what bothers you, so they could turn around and use that shit against you. Because why else would you be so worried about that part? If he's showing up the way he said, he's doing the things he said he was going to do, he's a good man to you, why do you need him to be all in touch with his feminine side so much? Why do you need to bring that out to just put it in the back of your head, like, ooh, so you can have something on him? Because he just can't be too good. If he's too good, I gotta dredge up some shit and be like, oh, okay, now I got that on him, now I can feel comfortable. Why else would y'all? I don't understand that. I understand, as women, because we're emotional beings, right? We're the ones with all the feelings and all of that. Men are different. Just accept the fact that men are different. I think we put too much stock in certain things that really don't matter. Listen, if something happens with this man, he might bust out crying one time. Hell, just uncontrollably or whatever, and then just be that supportive. But I don't think they looking to just cry in front of you and do all this to prove a point to you that they can be emotional. I don't know what the hell. No, just accept that most men aren't that way. You got to accept the man for who he is, and just like you want him to accept you when he know you gonna cry and have feelings. So if he's there consoling you and showing you love and support, just be comfortable with that. Y'all, I think women be worried about the wrong things. Let's continue.
The true rawest version of April Mason. There is no filter. This is what it is. This is what you get. in my mind, I'm healed, but I know good love triggers you too. So you're going to do things that trigger me and make me feel a particular way, but I'm choosing to stay here. I could choose to leave. So it's me doing that. And we have to get to the point where we have to start, and she don't like when I use this term, we have to start breaking the patriarchy and how it has pretty much been a disservice to men. Let me say that. The patriarchy has been a disservice to men in certain areas. You guys were taught to suppress your emotions. You guys were taught that you were only to protect and provide. So now you are a walking human being with feelings, but because of what the men established that came before you about what your role is, you can't even show up as your authentic self. So to a woman, before you choose her to be a wife. So you were willing to put on the representative and the mask and suppress yourself. So now you might be overindulging in porn. You got a chick over here. You're doing everything else because you have not explained, this is who I am, because of your fear of not being wanted or being left, because the patriarchy taught you that you don't have feelings. Put that ish to the side. Take care of your family. You become a poster board for success. So you're constantly thriving to get to this level of success.
Because nobody listens when a man says, ouch.
Exactly.
And I'm trying
nobody cares for the man that doesn't have
and I'm explaining
That's true.
no it. Or
you have to blame that on the men that came before you. Women had no rights to tell you what you could and couldn't be as a man. It was men.
What you mean? But they did it all the time. Wait a minute. Now listen. Have your mothers ever told you, stop that goddamn crying? You're a man. Like, have your mothers ever told you that? If anybody listening, have your mother as a man, as a young boy, told you that? Was it all the fathers, or did your mother tell you that too? Stop that crying. Because there's some of these hard women who have told their sons that too. But even if you didn't tell them that you as a young man, women all around talk about how, they say things that will let you know that it's not cool to cry or be what they would consider a weak man. They talk about it now. These men are feminine. These men are sassy. They want this and they act like this and all of this kind of stuff because they were raised by their mothers. So I'm just saying, like, I don't know if I would blame that all on the men, because women walk around and perpetuate that idea too, that, oh, a man got to be hard and strong all the time. And then when he doesn't show you the emotional level that you would like him to show you, then that's a problem. You want him to, I said this before, I think a lot of women want men to be masculine and feminine when they need him to be. They want you to go in and out like they say they can do when it comes to that as well. They could be feminine for the right man, but they got to be masculine at their jobs. They want men to be feminine and masculine. They want you to be able to kumbaya and cry with them when they want you to, and then they want you to be masculine and kick somebody's, you know what, when that time is right. They want y'all to go back and forth with y'all masculinity. And I just think that that's crazy. I just think that's crazy. Classy young man, thank you for the super chat. Says, ask her if patriarchy was gone. What do you replace it with in return? Because matriarch doesn't work. Exactly. But it's like y'all complaining about the type of men that we have out here, which y'all saying they're sassy and it's a problem and all of this, and they're not like the men used to be. So there was a point where the men were strong and masculine because they were told they had to be strong and masculine and they couldn't be feminine and they couldn't be weak. But now it's a problem. That's why I say it must be, and y'all said it, leverage that they're looking for from the men. Y'all want leverage on the men. Y'all want something on them. Because if they're just doing what they're supposed to do, why do you need them to show their feminine? That's not for men to do. It's just weird. Thank you, Classy. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, please. R-Pain, what's going on? MPS says, any man being coached by her is as chaotic as the woman next door. Yeah, I thank you, R-Pain. I appreciate you for the support. I just think that that's not good advice for men. I really don't think it is. Thank you for the super chat. Classy young man 35 once again says, yet they want patriarchal benefits. Exactly. you blame the patriarch for men not supposedly having any emotional or feelings or not showing it. But then the ones that are showing it because they didn't have the patriarchy, they're raised by the women, the matriarchs. Now they're sassy and too feminine, and you don't like that either. So what do y'all want? Y'all want to build a man into this masculine feminine mixture? I'm just saying, like you it's weird. It's just never enough. It's you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Let's continue.
Who established this? So when you really look at history, because it's a change that actually has to happen in y'all's programming from the men that came before you. Women had to depend on you guys. Y'all men made the rules and we had to adjust because we needed what? We needed provision and protection. So women are not the ones that told you that you have to be X, Y, and Z. It was the men that came before you. And I'm glad seeing so many men starting to break down this how we got to where we are.
Yeah.
And they're starting to break that down because it was not us. We just upheld it because who was making rules? Who was making laws? Who oppressed women to where we couldn't even get a credit card without a husband or a father's signature? So we are not the ones that pressed this upon men. We adapted to it. We adapted to what was given to us. And that's why I say the patriarchy hurt men in a way to where when you heard, what's his name? The comedian say the only people that are loved unconditionally are women, men, women, children, and pets. And the reason why that happened is we didn't create that.
Yeah, but so with that logic though, April, the YNs are doing better than we did because they was raised by their mama. It don't make sense.
Right.
I understand the logic of what you're saying because if you compartmentalize, then there was some really great, successful, motivated, driven men who were just not emotionally
especially in the Gen
but
X.
now you got this version.
Right.
That's what you want?
No, there needs to be about, it's not this or that, it's this and that.
Well, you said patriarchy. You said you made it about the men. You can't really
but what I'm saying is...
Or you can't say that, but they messed up too though, right?
Everybody messed up, KD.
Okay.
But see, that's the thing. Women don't say everybody initially. And if he hadn't pulled that point out, it would have just been left as the patriarchy is responsible for these men not having emotional intelligence and not having any feelings toward their wives. But then when he made a very good point, pointing out that we have these YNs who were raised by their mothers. The matriarch is responsible for these YNs because they were all raised by single mothers mostly. So which outcome is better? Because this one can't be better because y'all are complaining about this. Oh, these men ain't like, where the real men at? You know, we hear it all the time. Why these men ain't like they used to be? These men want something too. Oh, they want their nails done. They want their hair. They want this too. Like, but they were raised by women. So why not start with, and this is my issue. When women are speaking, they try to point toward the men always, the patriarchy, the men. That the men are the problem and they created these problems. So they got to fix it now. But you never want to point at the matriarchs, you know, the women who are running it now and look at the outcomes that we have. And it's not about which one is either or, but what is it? It's like you're trying to mold and create something that just, you can't create. You can't create. This is why you're supposed to have two parents in a household. In my opinion, you got to have the masculine and the feminine. This is why I personally think that, and it's not all, because there's some people who come from two-parent households where the parents were jacked up and the children are too. But for the most part, if you have that dominant force there, that masculine, to teach that young man how to be a man and how to be a man. And then you have the soft side of the woman to give him that balance. You know, that balance of a woman's perspective and how, you know, the feeling he gets from the love that he had, you know, gets from his mother. He gets the love from his father, but he gets that stern, you know, gathering from him. That sternness and that softness. So he understands both. He understands woman should be feminine and soft like this, and she comes with these certain emotional feelings. He's adjusted. He understands that. And he has the male side of how to be a man and how to treat a woman based on what he sees between his mother and his father. That's why you need the balance. You need to have stable masculine man, feminine woman, that balance so your children can see both. Far too often, we have children raised in single parent households where they only see the mother's perspective and they come out talking sassy. Yeah, because they talk like their mother and bobbing their heads and pointing and doing all this. You see little boys doing this and talking sassy like their mama because they're talking like their mama because they don't have no male, that masculine, masculine there in front of them. So they do what they see. Then you have, some women are raised just by their fathers and they come on a little stronger or whatever, or they act like the daddy because the daddy taught them, don't depend on no man. He wanted to be independent and strong because he know she got to take care of herself and she can't depend on nobody else. So you get women who are raised by their fathers in that way too, and they could become masculine. So it's just a lot. I just think you don't just say, oh, the patriarchy is the problem behind everything. The men basically are the problem for everything, when women are a problem too. So just why not address both? They always put it on just one. And that's what I was saying earlier. Thank you so much for the super chat. Avenge the Ancestor says, hello, Dee, you're looking lovely today. My queen and room be first. Thank you, Avenge the Ancestors. I appreciate you. And thank you so much for the support. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button, please. Hey, Trey. Let's continue.
I just need to hear that.
There needs to be a balance.
Did I just tell you my apology?
Everybody's messed up.
I ain't got no praying church.
But what I don't like is that we as women, we follow the system that was created for. If you think about it.
Oh, April, come on.
Hold on. Let me explain this. Y'all want us to see you beyond what you lead with. Now, hear me out.
Okay.
You can't lead with cheese and not expect to get rats. Men lead with provision and protection and what I can do for you, but I want you to see me as a man and as a human. Or when are you going to show me that? You just said we can't show that. But now you want me as a woman to see you beyond what the savagery, that's all showing it. You want me to see you as this individual that you don't come to the table showing. But then you say, these women are gold diggers. Have you showed her your intrinsic value, or have you only shown her your extrinsic value and what you can do?
No.
So now I'm not saying that women don't have a part to play, but where I hold men accountable is you cannot say that this is not available to you because you're still choosing to operate in the old way of doing things instead of sitting down with your wife and saying, listen, all right, I know we've been married 10, 15 years, and there's a part of me that I should have shown you or told you about when we first got married.
Yeah.
And I've been holding resentment toward you because I did not open my mouth because I was told it was wrong for me to do this.
Yeah.
And now I hold resentment toward you because I have to walk in this persona, in this character, in this good guy role. And I'm not always a good guy. These are the things that I think about. These are the things that I kind of want to do.
Yeah.
Even when I'm sleeping with you, I might want to just be real savage with it. I've been a nice guy even in the bedroom. This is not who I want to be. Now, those are conversations.
I'm not saying that. Go ahead. Keep talking about it. I'm looking at my wife in the face.
That's your wife, your wife, have these conversations because you cannot sit here and say we hold all this in, but you never showed up as your authentic self from the beginning.
Yeah. I don't, and shout out to them. I guess she has a point in there somewhere. But I don't know. I mean, listen, maybe there are some men somewhere who are not expressing themselves to their wives. I mean, if you're married and you've been married 10, 15 years, baby, y'all gonna have a conversation at some point about everything. Like you have a conversation about everything. You know what I'm saying? Like it sounds, when you're in the beginning of the stage of something, I could see people being a little bit apprehensive about exposing themselves completely. But come on, 10, 15 years in, if y'all can't sit down and have a conversation about what you like in a bed and all that, something's wrong. Now, I don't think that's it could, look, y'all let me know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I find that odd that 10, 15 years in, you don't know what you like and all of that. See, Irvin says, no lies detected, Dee. Some single mothers raise their daughters to become hardened too. Exactly. They do. They really do. They do tell them, hey, they don't need a man. Go get your education. They tell it to them all the time, see, Irvin. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Classy, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you so much for supporting the channel. Once again, says, feminism is limited. There's no long-term growth. What will you have a bunch of women with high-end jobs, whereas the job will eventually dump them, or they retire old and lonely. It doesn't produce anything moving forward. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. But sometimes you have to go through stuff to actually see it. It has to get really bad for you to actually see it what it is. You can't. It's interesting how people can't just listen and make better decisions when they don't see it. They can't foresee or see that this is crumbling and it's not working. You got to get there where it's all bad, and then you realize, like that lady said, well, I became an old lady, and I'm just now realizing that now it's too late. You don't realize something until it's too late. And no matter how many times people can tell you, many times how you can see, there's so many times you can see examples of it, but you just don't think it's going to be you until it is. That's unfortunate. Thank you, classy young man, 35. I appreciate you for the support. All my she sounds old and silly. Thank you for the super chat. All my hoes demonetized. Thank you for the super chat. Oh Lord, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Oh my God. Yeah, it's just crazy and unfortunate, y'all. Yeah, I think women don't really know what they want. You want these men to be vulnerable, and then so you can just turn around and say, "Oh my God, you're too vulnerable." Then you want a masculine man to tell you what to do until you get one telling you what to do, then he's too controlling. But then you want to hang out with gay men because they just like your home girls all day and laughing and clowning with you, and you want your man to be like him. But if he was acting like him, you would consider him gay, and he would be suspect, and you wouldn't want him either. So I just think it's confusing to men, and I just think men just need to be just men. And I don't think women should be telling men how to be, because you can't. You're not a man. And every time men have something to say about women, why are you talking about a woman? Why are you speaking on women? You're not a woman. Well, why y'all speaking on men? Y'all not a man. I just think women need to accept and understand that men are who men are. Men, if they're masculine, and most men do not sit down and cry with their wives, their women, not saying they don't ever cry, but they're not sitting around trying to be in their feelings with you. That's just, most men are just not like that. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Now, how they get to that place, look, it is, some things are just what it is. Women want masculine men, but then you're trying to make them feminine. Like it can't be. And then that ain't, it's just stupid. It really is. That's why I say a lot of women don't really know what they want. They're just talking, and you're trying to create something that is never going to work. You're trying to create something that's just not going to work. And you want men to just fall for it. And and if they're out here talking about, oh, these men are sassy, that shows you right there. And this to me is how it's been. Most women have always had something negative to say about a man that would cry and it was too emotional and all these kinds of things. And when I mean too emotional, they don't want this man to cry about nothing. You can't cry in front of a woman without looking over at her friends like, girl, you see this? Girl, this nigga crying. Girl, you can't show your emotions in front of women. This is why men don't do it. If they are emotional with you, it's ridiculed. Come on now. So it's like a trick bag. Y'all want these men to do this so you can get them in a trick bag and use that against them. That's how I see it. Because there's no other reason why. See, Irvin says the hypocrisy of it all. Talking just to talk. Exactly. And then you want people, you know what I'm saying? You want people to you want men to buy into that? No, I think men have had enough experiences to show why they don't want to do that. They've had enough experiences to show why. And I think that experience is not the experience of women. Because see, women don't get it. That's why I say women don't fully get it, because they don't have to live it. We could cry all day and somebody's gonna feel sorry for us. It's an advantage for us to cry and become emotional. It's an advantage for us to become emotional. People will run to our aid. Ain't nobody running to a big, strong, crying man. That's just the truth. Then ain't nobody running to. They're like, oh, nigga, you can handle it. Come on now, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong? Nigga crying, like, what? Like, no, ain't nobody, you gonna run to a woman crying, but ain't nobody running to a man crying. So what's the point of him doing all of that? So it just, thank you, C. Irvin. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. But I think, at some point, most women, you want your man to be vulnerable. You want him to be able to express himself to you and talk to you about things. And I think that's possible. I think men will talk to their wives, if that they trust about things, but just hard down, break down, crying every time you look. He ain't doing that. Why would he do that? That wouldn't. I would look, if my husband was busting out crying all long, I would look at him sideways. Not saying that he can't cry, but I'm just saying he's not just gonna just get emotional. I cry from watching certain movies. He ain't gonna be sitting there crying in a movie. He'd be looking at me like, Lord, you crying. But he'll make a joke of it. But he ain't gonna, like, they want the men to act like the gay men. That's what they want. They want men to act like they're gay Judas. They good buddy girls, man, whatever you want to call. They want the men to act like that so they could have something on them. That's just my thoughts on it. You want these men to be so emotional so you can use that and have that in your back of your bag of tricks, so you could bring that out at some point and talk about it. That's all I'm saying. Listen, make sure y'all are hitting the like button. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. It's just crazy. Make sure you hit the like button. Classy. What's going on, Classy? What's going on, Trey?
Hey, what's going on, gorgeous? Hey,
What's good with you?
I'm good. How y'all been? Hold on. Let me see if I can adjust this. Why is it looking like this? Hold on.
I gotta do something with my hair. Shit.
What's going on? I miss y'all. I haven't seen y'all in a minute.
No, we've all been handling life. The Christmas time is coming up, although I don't have any children, but I have little young ones that just came into the world, adjusting to that with my family that just told me we have newbies that's coming in. So I gotta go back to where I'm originally from and go visit them. But how are you doing?
Good. I'm good. This is my favorite time of the year. So I've been like trying to get some rest because I be tired. Y'all, I'm old. I be getting tired, but I got a lot of things that I'm doing at the same time. So, but I love this time of the year. So I'm happy. My kids are excited, especially the small ones, about Christmas every year. They love it. So
all that ball of energy, yeah.
Yeah, Lord. But I gotta get my sleep too. I've been trying to stay consistent up here and do what I need to do. That's kind of rough. Lord knows. But I'm good. I've been good. Trey, how you been? Been chilling?
I'm good. I can't complain. I wanted to commend you on your all female panel. That was quite nice. It was a nice little change of pace.
Yep.
Yeah.
What you normally do. I thought it was
We don't do it again. We got some things in the works too.
And boy, that Carmen is fun.
Oh, Carmen JC, yeah, she's fine.
Now I saw you in that chat, but I didn't address you on purpose. I think she is.
I'm on my business.
I've been subscribed to her to a minute. Yeah,
she's single, Trey.
Yeah, she is.
Is she now?
Yes.
Why don't you go holler at her?
Does she want a guy who's not a good guy or a nice guy?
You gotta go talk to her. How would I know? I could tell her, but I'm not doing that. You go holler at her. She's single.
I did. I followed her on Instagram, so I might have to slide.
Go slide in the DMs and be respectful. Well, you will be. I'll
try. Yeah, I'm not disrespectful. I'm just forward. I'm just forward.
Check out.
It's funny you say this is your favorite time of the year. This is actually my least favorite time of the year. I'm not a big. I'm a Thanksgiving guy. I'm not a big Christmas guy.
Oh yeah, I like both.
I don't mind it, but Thanksgiving is me because you got football times. But go ahead.
Wait, say that again, Classy.
I don't mind Christmas. It's just that I like Thanksgiving because you get to eat the food, watch football, and just knock out. You can do it in Christmas, but it just feels different for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I like both. What's going on, Hustler? How you been?
Salute, Dee. Merry Christmas, my lady.
Same to you. It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Oh, yes. Shout out to you for that all-lady panel you did last week. It was lit.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it, y'all. Yeah, we already what's her name? Sandra Faye.
I
We just
loved
got
it.
something coming in the new year. We're gonna all do something else, which I think is gonna be kind of interesting too. So I'll keep y'all posted about that. But yeah, I thought
For
it was
sure.
to say it was the actual first one. I was pleased with it. I was happy.
It
I
was
tried to get
amazing.
See,
other
Dee Dee, what I tell you. What
I
I
tried
tell
to
you,
get
Dee
other
Dee, it's other women in the world who feel the same way you feel.
yeah,
I've been telling you that for 2 or 3 years now. Did you
yeah,
listen to us? Well, we've been telling you. All
yeah,
of us been telling you.
yeah. But it's like with dealing with like I ain't gonna go there, but yeah, some I try to get more people. Everybody is not like I said. Everybody don't do panels. Everybody don't don't want to. And I get it. I get why. So yeah, I just try to get. I reached out to a lot of people, but those are the ones that showed up. So I appreciate them. And yeah, we definitely gonna work together again. Um, what's going on, C. Irvin?
Hey, how you doing, Didi? How you
Good.
going?
How
How you
you?
doing, guys? Yeah, Didi, I just want to, as well, like everybody else is saying, just want to commend you on the ladies panel. It was great, and like I said, a lot of the people, my peoples, and male and female, and people I work with as well, they enjoyed it as well. So definitely, I'm looking forward to some more of that in the future. And yeah, I think this as well is a great topic as well. I'm glad you're actually covering April Mason's this video.
Yeah.
Because I'm a bit familiar with her in the
Mhm.
past, but I'm glad you actually broke it down because I definitely disagreed with some of the stuff she was saying here, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I don't agree with a lot of, I just don't, I don't know. I don't, when it comes to coaching, and I will say this, because when you say you're a woman that's coaching men, I don't believe in actually coaching men. What I'm gonna coach you on? The thing is, I can give you advice from
Mm-hmm.
a female's perspective, but I can't coach no man. I can't. I'm not a man. I don't know how to be a man. I can't coach you on what. And I think this is where women get it wrong because a lot of what she was saying, in my opinion, and that's what I want y'all to chime in on because y'all up here to say, give your thoughts on what you. I want to get y'all perspective on what she said because y'all heard what I had to say. I just don't think it's lining up too much. I just think you can't if you're not a man and you never lived as a man, you can't really tell a man how to be a man. That's all I'm saying. I could give you advice. That's why I try to say, look, what I believe from a female's perspective, what women do, because I'm a woman and I've seen a lot of women do some stuff. But I can't tell you how to be no man. I give you ideas based off my experiences with my husband and men that I've been around or dealt with. But I can't. I'm not a man. I can't. And I think they be really so staunch on saying this is what men should do and do all this. I can't do that if I'm not a man, in my opinion. I want to let y'all chime in, but let me read this real quick. His name is funny. All my hoes demonetized. Thank you for the super chat. It says old women like that keep me drinking. Girl, shh. Thank you for the super chat. TS Bama, thank you. Says thank you. Thank you. I appreciate your support and for being here. I appreciate you.
The thing that bothers me is that all these women know what it is to be a man, but they have no clue what it is to be a woman.
Bars.
I don't know. Y'all take it over. I'm just gonna sit back and listen.
No, classy came out fire.
Classy, man. You kind of
That's
sum things up.
and that's because they weren't taught to be women. They were
Right.
told everything a man needs to do, but they were never told what they need to do. I've been noticing that for a while now.
Yeah, you don't even know how to show up the way you should for a man because they weren't taught that. Go ahead, Trey.
Dee, let me give you just a little. I actually believe that men are actually vulnerable with women. I just think that she doesn't understand that men do a lot of things covertly. We don't do things overtly. We do things covertly. Most times when you're actually dating a woman, by the time you get around a 2-month mark, at some point in time, he has actually been vulnerable with you. You just haven't figured it out or what it is that he told you. He may have told you something about his past. He may have told you something about his childhood and the way he grew up. He may have told you something about his future and what he's hoping to accomplish. But at some point in time, he was vulnerable with you. And that was your test. That was just a little thing, just a little breadcrumb he threw you to see how you would handle that. And if he doesn't get the feedback that he thinks that he should get, you have to worry about it. You'll never get vulnerability from him again. And I think oftentimes when she talks about coaching men, this is something she doesn't understand because she's not a man. We are actually vulnerable. It's just we give it to you guys in spurts, in little bits, because the honest truth is we know that if I, as a man, I have to be emotionally stronger than you, and I'm struggling with it, what the hell you gonna do with it? So we give you little bits and pieces of it until we get to a point where we feel like, all right, she can kind of handle the issue I've been through in my life. I can give her a little bit more. But we 100% will never come out right and tell you all of the stuff that we've had to go through our lives from childhood up until now and what has shaped us to be a man. We give you little pieces of it. And oftentimes what happens is it gets thrown back in our face. And that's when we shut it down. And this is the thing with men. Men don't need to keep putting their hand in the fire to realize that the fire is hot and we got burned. We need to do it one time. One time we got burned, cool, we're done.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that wholeheartedly because, you know, I've experienced it with my husband. Like, you know, if you, I don't know. And, you know, it's the thing that as women, we kind of like, we don't like it in a sense. Like we want y'all to be more open and more like vulnerable. But I think y'all know we can't handle it. I know I can't. Like if something is going down and my husband knows I you know, I'm gonna stress out. Like I'm gonna break down. Like, oh my God, what's happening? Why we can't, you know? So what if he's coming to me crying, saying, "Oh my God, this is happening," and we can't both break down? Like somebody got to be, you know, he knows,
Right.
You know, you got to know your person. Like, but most men, from my experience, don't sit there and they know they got to be. Somebody said in that stoic. You got to be solid. You can't, whatever, even if you are worried about something, you can't let that show. But but also, like you said, Trey, I do agree that men have been vulnerable, but if they've experienced it in a crazy way, notice you got a problem, they not gonna keep doing it. Like, you know, and most women, if a man does show some type of emotion or whatever, most women don't like it. Most women are like, oh my God, like she may not tell you or show it, or I don't know, maybe show it, maybe not tell you, but most women don't like that. Most women don't like to see no man busting out crying over stuff. I don't care, even if like I said, even if it's somebody that passed away. Some of these women are just, you know, vultures. Like they don't have no type of sympathy or empathy for their own man. So that's what I'm talking about them, because I think you should understand he's a human. Why do we have to? And then she said something about that. Oh, we got to. So if the man is, you know, a man and a protector and all that, he's not human. Like he got what he got to do? Bust out crying for you to know he's real. Like, come on. Like some of this stuff don't make no sense. What's going on, Daryl?
How you doing, Miss Dee?
How you doing? You looking good.
Thank you, thank you. Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Same to you.
And just like everybody else, I saw the all-woman panel.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Look at loved it. You should do it more often.
Awesome.
I'm
glad. By the way, can you bring them same ladies up here? Have them come up here and talk to us? Just saying, just asking.
You know, it was hard getting them. So, you know, it's not, you know.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was just asking.
Yeah, I mean, and then they're free to pop up, but you know, they got their own things going too, and you know, it's like it's not, you know, and then you gotta like Carmen, she does a lot of stuff. She has some stuff, you know, she's in that political realm too. She got a lot of stuff going on too that's coming out soon. I just saw her talk about that, and you know, and they have their own stuff going on. So yeah, it was in schedules, and some of these people have children and stuff. So you know, it's you got to really plan. But we got something else coming up in January, so I'll let y'all know more about that.
I'm real tight with Mrs. Smell the Rose. I know she.
I love her. I think she's a sweetheart. I've seen her on panels, but I've never had a conversation with her. Oh, she's a sweetheart.
Oh, she's a sweetheart. Don't get me wrong, but I've seen her go off on certain women.
Of course,
she will crash them.
Yeah, you know, women. You know, we're like, I ain't gonna say chameleons because y'all gonna think that's bad, but
no, she keeps it classy when she keeps it classy when she goes at them. She won't go, you know, crazy, call them out their name, but she keeps it thorough and straight to the point.
Yeah.
Y'all are in a really tough spot. The women that was on that panel, but y'all are in a really tough spot because it's not feminine to be confrontational. That's not a feminine trait. And in order to actually push back on feminism and all of the other stuff, you would have to be confrontational. So that means that you would have to step out of your feminine, ways to try to correct their behavior. You guys really are in a bad, you guys are in a bad spot. I oftentimes do kind of sympathize with y'all a little bit because I'm like, I know she wants to say more, and I know she wants to say, she wants to address this, but then that would take her out of her place. And then people say, they would look at her and say, well, see, look at her. She's just acting just like them. So you guys have to maintain this sort of level of femininity so that you don't get lumped into the same sort of category as the rest, while still trying to explain to them that families come first and yada, 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 and all the other things. It's a tough spot. I gotta feel bad for y'all a little bit.
It really is, Trey. It really is. Because I struggle with it too. You know what I'm saying? But I come out of it. Because I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you and tell you I'm always this feminine. I'm not. And it's interesting you said that, because most women have that other side. You know what I'm saying? But you're right. You don't want to but then there's a line too. I'm not, you know what I mean? I think there's a line. I wouldn't cross the line. I'm not going to come out and just cuss somebody out and do it. Because that's not in my nature. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a cusser and I'm just going to cuss you out and call you out your name and go toe to toe with a man. I'm never doing that. But I would be lying if I would say no, that I don't have that side. It's there. And I'm pretty sure y'all could see it. See, men could see that stuff. And so I wouldn't even lie to you about it. And most women have that side, but you're right. We got to kind of stay, don't go too far because, then we're labeled, oh, you're just masculine like the rest. No, I think we all have a bit of it. But also, we understand that you need to be respectful. You don't want to be disrespectful to people and just come out of character. No, because that's not what it's all about. You have to maintain some type of frame and understand that you can say what you need to say in a respectable way, especially when you're talking to people and you're dealing with other folks that you don't really know. You don't just come, because I watch the panels now. And that's why I don't like to go on some of them, because I am not going to go back and forth with you. I'm not going to be on here people calling people names and all kinds of stuff and threatening them and all what? Why? You don't have to. I'm not doing that. That was one of the stipulations of me doing this, is that I'm not going back and forth with nobody like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you have to. It could be tough, and I think sometimes with those that's why some people don't like to do panels, because you might have to feel like somebody disrespect you. Might go to you, who knows, they might pull you out of character, you cussing them out, and who wants to be looked at in that way? I wouldn't want to, you know what I'm saying? It's too much.
Or you can be crazy like that woman that pulled out the looked up homeboy's IP address and drive 3 hours just to go confront him.
She was crazy. I'm like, girl,
or you gonna get clipped, and now now you're on TikTok and Reels and shorts everywhere. And see, she just like the rest of them.
Yeah. What's going on, Carol? What's up?
All I got to say is that with you having that side is just it just makes you like Catwoman, or just make you like that female Black Panther. I hope your husband ain't in the room, so because I don't want my ass whooped, but just rock it that way.
Catwoman was a criminal. She was a criminal, right?
Oh no. Farrah,
I'm serious. Her character was a cat burglar. She was a criminal.
Yeah, sure was. Nah. But I get what you're saying.
You can rock it like that.
Yeah, I told you I'm a little crazy. I ain't gonna even front. No, I've worked
all women are crazy. We know that.
Yeah.
All of y'all got a side, but I'm saying it's like you guys have to almost suppress that a little bit.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, the women who are on the other side of this, they don't. They get to act out. They get to act out and show that masculinity and show the disrespect that they have for men. Meanwhile, you guys are almost kind of put in a box, almost dang. And I know, because I've seen women on panels. I'm like, Slim want to go at her so bad right now, but she can't. She really can't.
Yeah. And then it's not always about, because what I see, I don't want to do that. I don't want to. I don't want to disrespect people. I want to be able to have a conversation and say what I need to say and then listen to what you have to say. And that's it. I don't have to agree. We could agree to disagree and keep it moving. I don't want to go back and forth with people I don't really know. It is not that deep to me. I'm not going to go yelling and screaming over somebody that I don't know. It's not that deep. I don't know you. Your life is your life. Why do people get so, you know what I mean? I understand, because on this panel, y'all gotten crazy. But so I know how it could become a heated debate. I get it, but I'm not gonna just be screaming at the top of my lungs to people I don't for what? I don't see what the big deal is. And you can't get nothing across when that happens. Everything that you tried to convey goes out the window when y'all yelling and screaming and threatening each other. Like it just doesn't look good either. It's like, oh my God, it's why they be like, you niggas, y'all can't get nothing, y'all can't do nothing. Y'all always be arguing and fighting. That's why they get to say that.
But noticeably, Dee, those are usually coming from women that's never been married and nobody wants them.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. So that's why they so mad. Like, Jesus Lord, that's why you so mad. You so mad because somebody telling you, about a situation that you're the example of it and you don't want nobody to tell you that. And it's like, that's why they be so triggered. They be triggered and mad, so deeply hurt and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, and you can make the argument. You can check it all the way back to history from parents and stuff like that. You can do that, but at the same time, like, let's just take it for face value for what it is today. A lot of these women, even the ones with kids, I want a 250K man, they don't live up to the standards of what they want. And so they're mad at the entire world.
Mm-hmm.
Even married women like you, DeeDee. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. I'm not. Now, like I'm saying, we'll have the conversation, and I must tell you if I don't agree or whatever. But just taking it all the way there. But But part of it is that's not who I am. Like, yeah, I say I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna get on here and be cussing people out and stuff like that, and just some things and disrespecting men. And I'm not. That's just not. I've never done that. I've never cussed out a man. You know what I'm saying? Called them all kind of names. I've never done that. So part of it is just part of who I am. But
well, DeeDee, some of those women actually who don't know how to emotionally regulate, a lot of them often are saying, "Oh, it's good for men to be in therapy." To me, it's just, I don't know. It's just a lot of hypocrisy. You can't regulate your emotions very well, but you're saying that, oh, men should be in therapy. It's good for men to be in therapy. What benefit is that? If he's in therapy, you still need to work on regulating your own emotions.
Well, it's never
about. Irvin, one thing that's hilarious to me is that these women who can't regulate their emotions will tell you how much they want a man who's emotionally intelligent.
Exactly.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Like, how are you looking for a man that's emotionally intelligent and you're not emotionally intelligent?
Yeah, he needs to go to therapy to get that emotional intelligence.
Well, they could just be as reckless with their mouth as they want to be. Successful MD, thank you for the super chat. He says, trade just prove why respect is seen as simping. How so? Thank you, Successful MD. I appreciate the super chat. R-Pain, what's going on?
Hey, DeeDee, how you doing? I enjoyed the female panel. That was nice.
Thank you. I'm glad y'all.
What's going on, fellas? I'm just stopping in.
What's good?
Yeah, I'm hanging in there. I have my equivalent of a bonnet on. That's why I'm not going on camera.
Who can I see?
Yo, let us see that. Yes, no, you done told us.
Aren't you bald like me?
Nah, I'm only joking. I have a bathrobe on.
What you got on a Santa Claus?
That's a little bit much for the camera.
He don't want y'all to see the Versace robe. That's what
no.
That's Rick Ross robe.
It's not a Versace robe. It's like all raggedy and shit. So I ain't showing up. It's kind of chilly. Anyway,
all that engineer money he be making, DeeDee. Don't want us to see that.
Anyway,
is it a food
it was an interesting conversation with y'all just having with April.
Yeah.
I just can't, you know what? I'm glad I'm kind of elevated out of that, he said, she said shit. I'm really surprised that she would come out and talk all that horse shit about the patriarchy. Everything that people enjoy in this country is because men were in charge. And that shit is going away because for some reason, the white man conquered the whole world. Now they can't even handle their woman. And now shit's going crazy. You know, I can't imagine what this world would be if we as men just start acquiescing everything that we are to women. No shade, DeeDee.
No,
You know
I
what I'm
get
saying? I mean, and we've already gone too far.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you can see what's happening. And men are as weak as hell. And you know what she was saying, that whole horse shit about the patriarchy? Women have been in charge, especially in the black community. Women have been in charge of men for the last, 50 years? We're seeing all these guys, we're seeing the receipts of men being raised by women all around us. And it's been so destructive that I don't even know if we have a way back. I don't even know if we have a way back. And, you know, to save what's of the old community as opposed to just start from scratch and rebuilding a new one. You know, so I don't know if I have young kids today. If I had young kids today, and boys and girls, I would be trying to teach them about, I would let them be informed by the past, but I would be teaching them how they should live in the future. And it's a lot of shit that you have to leave behind. And as a baby boomer, I've seen all the changes. Even though I'm tired of everybody blaming shit on the baby boomers, how long? I mean, we're going to die off soon enough. And they're still going to be blaming that shit on us. And then it's going to be the Gen X's turn. You know? So and let me just say this. I'm going to shut up. That coach who just gave it all away for some box from the University of Michigan, he was at the top of his profession.
Oh, yeah.
And a week later, he's on suicide watch. That guy was a millennial. And I'll be damned he could blame that shit on a baby. He was a millennial. He's 40 years old. Huh?
Hey. There will be no millennial slander here. However, you are 100% correct about him. That is the biggest. He, to me, is in the running for Simp of the Decade. Surely he got Simp of the Year locked up. He got that one locked up. But Simp of the Decade, he is in the running for. I have never seen anything as bad. And I thought Ime Udoka was bad. I thought his situation was bad simply because his girl was Nia Long. And I'm like, well, it can't be that bad. I mean, you got Nia Long. And so to see this man literally throw, by the way, for those of y'all who don't know about college football, if you're the head coach at Michigan, you are really on a direct path to being a head coach in the NFL.
Absolutely.
Sort of how it works.
Absolutely.
You're on a direct path to be a head coach in the NFL. To throw it all away for some coochie is insane. It's insane.
What was the guy? He was like, what, 30 something? He was pretty young.
He was 39, 40
years old. He's 40. I think we're the same age.
He's 40. Oh.
And not only that, and that's why this is even crazier, Classy, because he's a young guy.
Yeah, that's what killed me. I'm like, he's a young dude.
He had at least 30 more years in coaching.
He actually made history because he's the first black coach ever in Michigan.
Well, Michigan.
Yeah. That's right.
He blew it.
He's the first black coach ever in Michigan, about to go into the playoffs. And yeah.
It's sad. I mean, I don't feel sorry for him, but it's sad. And one of the things I like black people to do, let's not internalize that shit. This is not a stain on black men. That's just him.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
You know, sometimes we got to be careful of internalizing the bullshit that some of us do and spreading it around. That's
but our pain, you think Michigan's ever going to hire another black coach?
Nope.
You know what? I don't know. I think they might. You know, they might if they're woke, they just might, so they can get rid of that stigma that they won't.
Does it really matter?
He'll be.
I don't know if it really matters. So
yes, it matters. Yes,
okay,
it matters.
Why?
Because it matters in a sense that you send a message to the black community that we're not going to, like our painter said, we're not going to let one guy. We're not going to let one guy represent all of you. If they never hire another black coach, what does that mean?
Right.
They're pinning it on all of us.
They pin it. Thank you, Classy. They pinning him on all of us.
Is that the same thing they did before he hired him?
Which makes it even worse.
So, and then he proved their point.
Which makes it even worse. That's
makes it even worse.
But see, that's why I said that if their wokeism is at university, they might hire another black one just so they could dispel that particular myth. But they would have to search hard and wide.
Okay.
There's not a plethora of great black coaches out there.
Well, Trey, let me. Mr. Payne is making a point because Boston did hire another black coach after Ime Udoka, and the only black coach they had was what, Bill Russell.
Yeah, prior to that.
Time period prior to that. So maybe there is a small, minute possibility. It's going to be difficult, but
we'll find out. We'll certainly find out. But I want to correlate this to the topic. This is what happens when, like, Michigan is the man in this situation, right? And Sharon Moore would be the woman, right? We give you a chance because we don't normally hire black coaches. We gave you a chance. We were vulnerable with you. Look what you did to us. And so now what you're asking Michigan to do, or what you're asking the man to do now, is to forget what just happened. Well, that's not going to happen.
Again, what did he do?
He had an inappropriate affair, inappropriate relationship with people, staff, but he's also married.
It was true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very true.
What one woman or multiple?
Well, I'm thinking it's multiple, but that's the one. So here's the thing, though, Dee, she wasn't actually tripping. He made this worse. He started stalking her, showing up at her house. He made this worse. She was cool. Like, all right, I just want to be done with this whole thing. And he was like, nah, we're not done.
Yeah, I did a two-part series on it. I mean, listen, they questioned both of them and they denied it, right? And they asked him that she has to work somewhere else. And I think she didn't want to get out of the limelight. So with all of that affair he had with his direct subordinate, he actually gave her an increase in salary. One, she had a deletion because of him. And then he was going to fire her. And so what she did was she played her last card. She said she went back to the university and said, oh, everything y'all asked me is true. Here's all the receipts. I was fooling around with him, blah, blah, blah. And he spent time stalking her after that. And then when they fired him, when they had all the evidence, he went home, told his wife was yelling at him. He threatened to kill himself. Then his wife called the cops, but he goes over to the girl's place, breaks in her house, threatened to kill himself and her. I mean, he was
off the market.
What did she do to him, Lord?
Well, she just told
you know what she did to him, Dee. Why you gotta ask that question?
Jesus, she had him acting real crazy. What's going on over there?
She put that creamy pretzel all over him and it just went off.
Come on, man.
Creamy pretzel. I'm telling you, Dee, she got that fire. Because men don't act like this.
Damn, that's what I'm like. What is wrong? He lost it all over this woman. What did she do to him, Lord?
Let me tell you, I don't care. I saw a picture of her. I can't even, with as vivid as my imagination is, I couldn't see giving all away for her like that.
Me neither. Jesus.
Bro, at Michigan, though, he's at Michigan. You mean to tell me there ain't no better piece walking around that school?
Man, listen, you make $6 million a year, you could have as much as you want for the women to disappear. You don't even have to, I don't know. He just got smitten. You get your guy, you buy your girl, and you pay her to leave.
Yeah.
My thing is, why in-house?
Good point.
You got 49 other states.
Right.
Why in-house?
Because he's an idiot.
Never works. If you're going to stick something, okay, if you're going to step out, step all the way out.
Yeah.
Step all the way out.
Why do that? That's not comfortable.
I would say go to East Lansing, but didn't they fire another black coach there?
I'm the head coach. I'm the head coach at Michigan. What I need to do all that for? When I got all this prime Punani walking around this campus. Why not just get it right here?
Trey, I was going to say you could have went to East Lansing 3 hours away, but they fired a black coach almost doing.
They fired a black. Yes, they did. They fired a black coach too.
Hey man, it's all you black men, man. Y'all need to get married because y'all can't
we
your
suck.
Listen. I am not one. Me and Boomer have had it out about de-discipline. I am not one to tell men what to do with their D, but it is hard to argue against Boomer when he's telling us that we need de-discipline, and then you see guys like this.
Yeah,
it's hard to argue against them because at some point in time, de-discipline would have saved him from literally ruining his career.
He might even do jail time.
Yep.
She put a spell on him. I'm convinced.
And she put that creamy pretzel. I'm telling you, boy, and them gumdrop niblets. He done got all in it, and then she didn't got 3,000 him.
You might be right, Miss DD, but I have a feeling that same old with the men. That ego is the downfall.
Yeah,
period.
Absolutely.
But see, this is why that's why they have women out here saying these men they need to take some accountability, because there's no way you should be falling into these traps. Like, you should be dealing with these types of women. Did y'all see that that streamer Talia, that young guy,
insane,
Kai Sanat's friend? He's been accused of essaying this woman. Now he has a girlfriend, but he cheated on a girlfriend with this woman, and now this woman is claiming he did something to her. He said he didn't, but I guess she wanted more status or something. She was mad because he didn't. I mean, she's a legend. He said she just mad. She tried to get some money out of him or something. I don't know. But why y'all?
Yeah, she sent him a couple texts after it so-called happened, asking for money.
Right. So she felt.
So we know what this is.
Yeah. When I heard her speak, I don't know. I didn't believe her, but I don't want to. You got to hear it all out and listen to everything. But it's just like, why do they keep putting themselves in these positions? You could be a target when you start making some money. And you're in a position like that, don't you know that you could be a target now? That there are women who may just, come after you specifically in that way to get some money out of you. Look at Shannon had to pay that girl all the millions.
He gonna get
that. Isn't that the point? Isn't that the point, Dee Dee? The point of having a wife or a girlfriend is she's supposed to keep you out of trouble because you become a target.
Like you got something ain't right. Now these men got to be held accountable.
This is where Boomer's argument about discipline actually makes sense.
Right.
It actually makes sense at this point. Like, because now you have a girlfriend, you have a wife. That's the whole point of you having a girlfriend, having a wife, so that she can absorb those bullets that are coming for you, because you are now a target. You're rich and you're famous. You're a streamer. Streamers is out here getting paid. They're popular. If you look and you see ISO Speed will duck his head out of a window and there's 25,000 people outside. It's insane to see. Right? Yeah. These guys are the new pop stars. These are the new mega stars. And your girlfriend is supposed to be there to kind of absorb this, to keep you away from what we know are diabolical women who are going to set you up, who are going to put you in bad positions, who are going to try to take things from you. And you have these wives, you have these girlfriends, and you're not even doing it right. Like that's the whole. And my question is always this: I've never understood, if I'm that kind of guy, my wife would go everywhere with me. If I'm that type of dude where I'm a streamer and I'm traveling and I'm making all this money, man, my wife would be right next to me everywhere I go, because I know the flesh is weak and I'm silly and I might do some dumb shit.
And so Trey, I agree with you, but we gotta understand a lot of these guys are real young, so their ego is off the charts.
Absolutely.
I got a little bit of pushback to you, Trey, on that. Now, you being a law enforcement officer, how many times do you see officers kill their career trying to get some poo nanny while they're on duty?
He got a point.
Can't take your girlfriend with you there. How many officers, just officers, lost their career getting caught with a woman on the job?
Yeah, but here's the difference. We're talking about $70,000 a year and $7 million a year. We're talking about two different people.
But
so I'm not concerned about the blue collar worker, because he doesn't have that privilege. I know, because I was there. He doesn't have the privilege of taking his wife everywhere. Now I had the privilege of having my girlfriend with me because we worked together. We worked on the same shift. So I actually had my girlfriend with me, but that's an anomaly. That doesn't happen often. But these guys actually have the money, the resources to be able to take their girlfriends and wives with them. They choose not to. Now, coaching is a little bit different. Coaching is a little bit different because they spend a lot of hours watching film and coming up with game plans and strategies and a whole other nine. But I'm talking about, when you start talking about Talil, bro, you could take your girl with you. Yeah, you could take her literally everywhere you go.
Both sides, both of y'all are right, but in the other instinct is you're in the public eye bigger. You're in a bigger public eye than the person that I get it.
Well, it doesn't just
the local cop isn't a target.
It doesn't matter whether you're a big target or not. I mean, there's no group think when it comes to men getting the age of discernment when it comes to sex. It's when your sexuality is, because it's our nature, a heterosexual man, to want women. And it's up to the individual man to, discern as to whether this attempt for this particular woman is a good chance or not. And that it comes for different men, whether you're rich or not. You could be dumb about it. If you're rich, you just have more opportunity. But at some point, you got to say, hey, listen, this is not that important to me. And usually men come into that age of discernment a little older, but it can't wait for that, depending on how much money you have. Some of the young guys are surprisingly disciplined. In the young entertainers in the basketball age, they're not all getting into trouble. They don't all have 10 baby mamas like my man from Minnesota. So some guys do know it. And so, but it's different for every man, it's you can't, like Trey said, you can't govern a man's Johnson, he's got to do it on his own.
Right.
But I think there's no surprise that men can get in trouble for their sexual appetites. And it's not just regular guys, it's all throughout the Bible, man. Guy had his best boy killed so he could bang out his wife. Wasn't it King David?
Yeah.
His best soldier, he sent him to die so he could cover his wife. Not to mention his wife was bathing in front of his window every night. So he was coming. Men have given a lot up for women forever. It's been written.
Yeah.
It ain't changing.
I can't knock. D is telling the truth. There's gonna be a lot of stupid men in the world that gonna do some crazy stuff. It's never going away.
And it's always a new story. It's always the same. Look at the president. As soon as that fat chick showed him her thong, he should have kicked her out, right? Clinton. She showed him her behind, right? Because I read the transcript.
She got rewarded. She got a Playboy magazine.
And he said, instead of firing her right then and there, he said, oh, man, we're in this Oval Office. So I got all the pressures of the world. I'm saving these assholes out in Europe and everything. And I know I ain't touched my wife in 50 years. It's starting to look kind of good.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Think about it. Well, with the HIV rates, it's doing what they're doing. Suddenly, a wife is starting to look like the safest.
Ain't that the truth?
That's right.
But if you're a husband,
it really is insane.
If you're a husband out there, no matter how much money you make, if you're a husband, you're responsible for a family. You need to exercise discipline.
No doubt.
No doubt. Yeah.
But see, the thing about it, these men didn't realize you not only hurt yourself, but you put your whole family you put your whole family in disarray now. Now you forget that you are accountable for not just yourself, but your family. Now, it does not matter how much money you're making. If you're responsible for a family and you go out there and show undiscipline, that rock, has just took away the foundation of your whole family just because you wanted 5 minutes of pleasure.
I agree. Hey, so April Mason would blame that on the patriarchy, and I would tell her you could blame that on the fact that that's man's nature that's out of control. And so she would say, the patriarchy taught you that. No, that's not the patriarchy. Men have been that way since it was true in 2025 BC, and it's true now. And women have a nature too nobody likes to talk about, but same thing.
Oh, of course.
How much of this is men need to get their D slapped? Like some men just need to get their D slapped to learn, right? Like I had my moment. I'm dead serious. I had my moment. It was in the Air Force. I had a girl lie on me. She lied on me. I learned right then and there. These girls will lie. They will lie on you if they don't get what they want. And I had it happen to me, and I got lucky that her friend sort of had a conscience and actually went and told the truth and said none of this ever happened. She lied about the whole thing. And that's the only thing that really truly saved me, because I was probably staring down the barrel of getting kicked out of the military and or prison time for something I didn't do.
And on top of that, go ahead, Trey. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to add on top of what you were saying. a lot of these men have to understand in today's world something that could be consensual in the beginning can turn the other way quickly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, retroactive consent is a big deal. I took a lot of reports on that of girls saying it was perfectly okay at first and then saying, well, I feel differently now when they woke up. And so, you know, a lot of people will say, you know, don't deal with women that you work with. Don't deal. This has nothing to do with the proximity of the woman. This can happen anywhere.
It could be anywhere.
It could be anywhere. I think you're more susceptible to it if you're in a position of power. If you're in a position of power over her, you're her, you know, her boss, and she's subordinate to you. Yeah, you probably have a higher likelihood of some nonsense going down. But this can happen. This can be the girl you know you bagged on the street, just walking down the street, or you met on a tree. Anybody?
Stay on the boss and subordinate thing, Trey. I mean, that's almost a universal no-no. Boss and subordinate, right? I mean, because almost every HR rule says you can't be, you know, banging out your subordinate. It's supposed to be whether you're a man or a woman, but the penalties are much harder for men. But we all know that. And so that's why the woman is not getting charged. She's not getting fired, nothing. You know, when you're a boss and you're a man and you fool with a woman subordinate, you open up that firm to millions of dollar lawsuits.
You do. I've seen
it.
Because
even if she consented in the beginning, all she has to do is say, well, I had to continue because I thought I would lose my job. Yeah. And she won't even be lying. She don't even have to be lying because it's so plausible that a guy would make a woman keep going after she might want to break it off. And that's kind of what this, you know, what happened to my man, you know. He started getting crazy. He got too
quagmired.
but here's the issue, Payne. And I agree with you, that's the way it is, but it goes directly against nature, right? Most women, especially when I was in the military, most of the younger the lower ranked women, they wanted to date the higher ranked women.
Of course they did. Of course.
You see what I'm saying? Like that directly contradicts nature, because most times
whose nature though? Not man's nature. Yeah, but is her nature. It's her nature to do that.
That's what I'm saying. So these rules are in place to protect, I would believe, to protect the men, but it's completely against what women oftentimes find attractive, which is a man in power.
And that's why the man has to be more vigilant when he's up there, right?
I agree.
You got to know that, right? I mean, whether you're a CEO or the gang leader, you know, most of the women want you. I mean, you know, back in the day, right, when they had the hunter and gatherer, if you were the biggest hunter and gatherer, all the chicks, you got the pick of the litter of the chicks, if not all of them. And how is that different today? You got a millionaire woman, and she's not satisfied unless the man makes $1 million and $1.
That's crazy.
Mr. Payne, that's a good point. Trying to make that point, it sounds good, but a lot of those women are depressed because they make too much money where they can't get a man.
Well, they can, because they call it marrying down, something that men have been doing since time immemorial.
No, I'm saying the husband part, where they can't get the husband that's making the same amount of money.
Yeah, because they can't, because there's not that many men out there.
Right, that's my point. That's where their real frustration is, even though they want it, but they know the odds are very slim that they're going to ever get that.
But I mean, it's a willful ignorance. See, if most of them really realize that the higher they get, the less the pickings are, they wouldn't be as frustrated because they would understand. But when you listen to these ladies talk, they act like that's something like a revelation, right? Even rich men at that level, you ain't finding women up at that level easy either, right? You gotta pick a choice of a woman kind of beneath you that has certain criteria that you're looking for. Women's criteria is this guy somebody I could look up to, and for them, the easiest metric is how much money he makes.
Of course, if they're in those fields, but at the same time, I always tell a lot of women, the LA 9s and 10s that live out here in LA, most of them can't get close to those men. They probably can get to the party and get kicked out at them, but the majority of them are not getting that close.
I don't disagree.
I mean, they can get their foot in the door, but their success rate is extremely low.
Well, yeah, I mean, those guys could be discerning, right? I mean, if you're a captain of industry, you should be picky.
But if you take a look at it though, Mr. Payne, like, there are so many millionaires and billionaires that actually have hot wives. And if they were hot, they met them from school. It wasn't somebody just picked from a party. That's why I try to tell these women, you go to these places like the Maestros in Beverly Hills, or you go to Hidden Hills or Calabasas. Yeah, you'll see those men. They may rock with you, they may sleep with you, but when I talk to these women, when I talk to these women out here, I'm like, yeah, he dated you. He took you out on a nice fancy restaurant date. I'm not denying that. Have you ever been to his house? Have you driven his cars? Have you touched anything that he has earned throughout his career or his success? If you haven't earned that right, you're not keeping that man. You know where you was at the best suite that he can find, rearranging your spinal cord. That's it.
Ms. Diddy has shown a video of a panel where the women did a rage quit because they was referred to as average.
Oh yeah.
This must be risky.
Yeah. They really think they're above average.
And my thinking is, a woman that realizes that she's average is her best weapon to fit, especially if she want those men. Because the thing is, if she realizes she's average, then most likely if she's that well at self-awareness, then she's gonna know what a man of that caliber wants, and she's gonna make herself be that person, and that way she wins, because she realizes she's average. But instead, the ego kicks in, and they think they're better than what they really are, and they end up with nothing, not a thing.
I mean, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. You were still.
There was another woman that I know of was sitting there, and she's sitting there priding herself. She's ex-military, 34 years old. I can do a lot of things 18-year-old boy can do, but she didn't have a man. And everybody looking at her, and the guys looking at her like, there's a reason why you don't. What man wants to look at a mirror of himself? You a mirror of the man you want.
Yes.
Where's the femininity? Where's the submissiveness? And then the thing about it, she was engaged, 10 years ago. She got engaged, it got broken up. And everybody looking at, we don't have to be there. We already know what happened. We got a good idea.
Yes.
It's just like this here. And these guys that were around her were millionaires. They were millionaires that was around her. And all she thought about was her accolades.
There you go.
Her accolades. I'm a brother. And I'm looking at the guys, and they trying to be they're trying to be politically correct. They're not trying to offend her. I'm like, y'all stop that. You tell this woman, a rich man, what are you gonna want? Your combative 34-year-old self, or 10-year junior who won't be combative, who is submissive, who will be feminine? What millionaire gonna want? Which one would he want? Miss Combative, I'm all this, or Miss Feminine, 24-year-old, we can do all this together. That's it.
Well, let's throw something else out there, Darrell. Most of these millionaires that got wives, they're not that fine like that. They're average. But let's just throw this out here. I'm actually going to just a simmer of disagreement with you. I'm kind of glad the millionaire men don't actually go directly at them, because I firmly believe these women would go commit. You know what? If they told them the real truth. So I'm kind of like, please keep it politically correct for these women, because all they may have left is their accolades and their thoughts of they're that fine, even though they don't have the results. Because I can tell you right now, everybody, I think a majority of people is fine as Stacey Dash is at 58 years old, would give her a chance. But what's wrong with Stacey Dash?
Yeah,
this ain't right.
Cocoa Puffs. Yeah.
This ain't right. She still can get it, but she ain't right.
This lady been married 4 times and divorced.
She been married that many times. Wow.
That's what they said. I was shocked.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were they all white boys?
Probably. I don't know. I
No.
wouldn't be surprised if they were.
Two of them were black men. The other
Okay.
two were white boys. From what I remember.
She have any children?
No.
No, she didn't have any children.
Nope.
Don't she have OF account?
She 50.
What's
She
that?
about to be 59.
She's 50. She about to be 59 years old.
In
Remember the first
January.
movie I saw her in was Moving with Richard Pryor.
Oh.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Does she have OF account now?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And you know how much money she made so far? $15 million. She's still that fine, but
She made $15 million. She made $15 million. $15 million.
That's what's been reported.
You
I'm
know
not
what?
for
You
sure
know what
that's
that
100%
signifies,
correct.
right? That signifies how bad it is for men out there.
You're right.
But they're also saying she not really posting nothing nude on there. She's just posting pictures.
Nah, because
So-
she's still that fine.
Why she
Even
can't
if
get it
she-
together? Something mentally is off with her. I can see it.
Because even she knows upstairs something is not
Wrong
connecting.
with her, Lord.
There's no doubt this woman looks better than most 20, 30, and 40-year-olds in the face.
Oh, yeah,
but
she's
it's just
fine.
but think about other women also, Mr. Payne, Darrell, or Trey was there, Dee. You got women that we grew up watching, the women like the Vivicas back in the days, Maya, Essence Atkins, all these beautiful women. Nobody wants to be one. I'm not saying everything is their fault. It could be some sides where the men was wrong, but I'm just saying if the women that we looked at, I mean, and you got these women with 3 kids that are talking about, I want a guy making $250K.
Well, I think we read too much into a lot of that stuff. I mean, all these women made choices, right? Whether the guys were good or not, they made choices. They made conscious choices that this guy who might have been a guy that they passed over, each one of these ladies probably passed over the best men for them.
Tons.
At least one. And I have my own I have so many theories. One of the theories I have about women who have children and they reach to the age where they're still not married, I don't think they really worry that much because they've hit their biological imperative. Right? I think women who in the 40s who don't have kids and don't have any prospects, I think they're a lot more agitated mentally than a woman who has kids, no matter how she got them. Without a man. Because she has kids. I think that door that closes biologically for a woman in her 40s and 50s, if she didn't hit that and she don't have no kids, I think the pressure on her, like the Ellis Rosses, is a whole lot different than a woman who has 2 or 3 kids.
Most definitely.
But nobody talks about that.
Well,
right?
I think too, though, that's a good point because even like women who have had children, when you start getting to the point to where it's like, oh my God, that option is going to be taken away, you still feel some kind of way even with children.
That's right.
Because it's like, oh my God, it's something. Because it's like it's something, knowing that you can do that is a plus. Hey, I can have kids, but then when you get to the point where that's being taken away, you really can't just have anymore. Even if you're old, it's like, oh wow, things are changing. That still hits you too. Like, I'm getting to that point, like I can't have anymore. I don't want any more of me, but I'm saying like you still think about, okay, dang, I won't be able to have more kids.
Say, Dee, I agree. I have 2 daughters. They don't have no kids, right? But they're grown.
Mm-hmm.
And they, they're like the modern ladies talking about, about whether they want to get married, tied down.
Yeah.
I said, you're talking all this shit now. But when you're 40 years old, 45, and the reason why I have problems with them, because their mother, she just lives for the holidays with family around and kids around and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, when y'all get older, and you don't have a guy, if you don't have a guy covering you, you don't have any kids, you're not projecting on how you're going to feel in the future because all you're thinking about is right now. Well,
right.
I said, let me tell you that when people tell you there's a male loneliness epidemic, that is bullshit. We're used to being alone anyway.
Right.
But when women get to that age and they ain't got nobody to call, nobody but them and a Christmas tree and a goddamn dog or a cat, that's a whole different thing. I says, all you got to do is just peruse all the women in the church who are old and lonely. They might be smiling, but they're going home to an empty house, man. If they don't have no children, nobody else, nobody's looking in for you. All your friends are dying off and shit. Like, I mean, whoever's feeding you this bullshit that you could be a strong, I said, and you're going to be working till you're 65. You're already tired already, and you're 30.
It's not 65. It's more like
It's
80.
70 or 80
You're
now.
going to have to work for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You don't have. I said,
Yeah,
listen,
yeah.
you don't
Go
want
to
to
your
be
local Walmart. Go to your local grocery store.
That's right.
70 and 80-year-old women at work.
Yep,
taking shit
I'm-
from
I'm-
90-year-old ladies.
and taking shit from people who should be just saying yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am.
Right.
And,
You know,
and here's the thing. I truly believe that there's a hollowness when women don't have kids. I don't think it's much about they feel that they didn't accomplish something. I think they are just flat out empty. I think that they feel as though that there's just nothing there anymore. And to some degree, some of them feel useless. They feel worthless. It's like I haven't done anything. And that degree, baby, is not the same as a child. That career is not as fulfilling as having kids are, especially when you get to this time of the year. And I just sit back and I watch my mother, I watch my grandmother, and just how happy they are to just have family around. We're not really doing anything. We're just hanging out. We're just around. We're watching movies. We're playing board games. We're playing cards. We're baking. Because we're not even really doing anything. It just snowed here in the Northeast. I don't know where you guys are, but it snowed here in the Northeast. And just to have a family member, a son that can come over and shovel the snow for you and clean off your car for you. These women are empty because there is nobody to handle these things for them and or to be there for them to have that familial love. I think a lot of them are just flat out empty, which is why we keep getting the crazy, weird behavior that we keep getting from fine ass Stacey Dash, and she is still fine, 58, right? But she's psycho. She's psycho. She's not there.
Yeah,
she's not there.
Yeah.
Vivica Fox, Lisa Ray, Gail King just talked about she's still looking for love. Tracy Ellis Ross. These women are insane. Because they're empty. It's empty. There's nothing there anymore.
Let me and Trey, let me add on to what you were just talking about. And this is what I told Dee earlier. That feminism stuff is limited. Just like their jobs is. Because you want to know why? Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? After you are deceased and gone, that same company that you worked with 100 years past after you gone is going to have a new moniker, a new building, and new employees, and you will not be remembered.
They're doing it while they're alive, Classy. They're not even waiting until they die.
You're right.
Alive.
You're right. But I'm saying that's what they're not paying attention to. That's why they think these jobs are all grand. Even the money that they make is not going to mean anything 20 years down the line, because why? Inflation is going to continue to go.
Boy, Classy. I remember when they was telling us about that pension, and I was laughing my ass off. I was like, that pension ain't gonna be nothing in 25 years. In 25 years with inflation, $60,000 a year is going to be below the poverty line.
Thank you. Thank you. Because $100,000 $100,000 is going to be the new poverty line. Let me tell you why. And I'm going to give you an example. There was a 90-year-old woman that I helped with her grocery bags. She gave me a quarter. Now you laughing. Oh, y'all laughing. It sounds funny though, right? Yes. In this day and age, it sounds funny because in my mind, I was like, what the hell can I do with a quarter? I didn't say it out loud, but in my mind, it sounds funny. But I had to think about her time period.
A quarter was a lot.
Do you see my point? So of course I couldn't disrespect.
Hey, Classy, you can see naked women with a quarter.
Yes.
They have
Mr. Payne, I got a little pushback. Mr. Payne got a little pushback what you said about single mothers that really don't kind of care. I think the reason one of the reasons that Mrs. D podcast exists is the single mothers going online complaining about where the good men at. TikTok.
I agree with you. I agree with you there. That's not what I was saying per se, but I know what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying. I'm saying if you compare a single mother with kids, but the ones that come on TikTok, some of them are still like in that age 40 to 50. But I'm saying a woman who reaches that age without kids, she might be saying the same thing, but her position is much worse than a woman who does have kids.
That is true. I gotta agree.
In terms of mentally and her value. Because I think a woman who hits her biological imperative, she might still be wanting a man.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily for kids anymore. A woman with no kids at 50, she don't got the option. You know, so I think there's a difference. I just think there's a difference in personality.
You brought something out I'm something I was guilty of. I was dating a woman and she told me she couldn't have kids. And instead of me keeping my thoughts in my head, what I was thinking came out of my mouth. And
What'd you say?
I said, well, what good are you to me then?
Oh, no, you didn't say that.
Oh God!
But it's true though, right? It's true though.
It's true. I mean,
it's
true.
But
it's harsh. It's harsh, but it's true.
But I mean,
I'm having a family, and I'm like, I'm able to give you everything you want. You know, vision, protection.
Exactly.
What can you give me that's equal or equivalent? I was like, what? And I did say, what good are you to me if you can't have kids?
Oh boy! Dang. Did she pull out the John Rambo? I mean,
you broke it.
I when I woke up from consciousness.
Whoa, God, boy, that's honesty for your
But look, okay, so aren't we women designed to be attractive to the man so that you can attract him to you so y'all can get together and have children?
Yes.
Isn't that
from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet, everything about you has been designed to attract the man. From the way your boobs are to your hips, to your thighs, to your booty, to your everything, it's been designed to attract us, to make us want to reproduce with you. Yes, everything.
Right. So ultimately, that's what that's for. We're created for that. So, well, what would a man do who wants to, create children, do with a 50-year-old woman? What's the point? She don't need her TNA and all that to be attractive to him, really, because for what? If that's what the whole point is for. Now y'all just having sex just for fun. It ain't really going nowhere. Then they wonder why the men don't take them seriously.
Oh, sorry.
Right? You're supposed to. So when you get older, you should. Right? It's like, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Look, men are out here having children with not so attractive. Most women are not attractive. That's a sad truth that we don't really.
Most women are not attractive.
Most women are not attractive. Yes. That's what I'm saying. Most women are not attractive. Just hear me out, DeeDee.
But maybe there's so many attractive women out here like this, all like they
because men have been conditioned to be attracted to hair and makeup. That's why.
Okay.
So without the hair and makeup, a lot of these women are not as attractive. Most women are mid. Most women are just people are just average looking people.
Yeah.
Right now we have it to where women can make themselves look better. Men can look better with haircuts and you can go work out and get muscles, make your clothes look better, right? Yeah, exactly. Daryl looks 10 times better with a haircut, right? So there we go. Like there's things that can be done where you can groom yourself to look better. But the truth of the matter is the majority of people walking this planet are just average people. Now, the things that they can do to the accoutrements, the enhancements to make themselves to be more attractive. And what's happened over time is men, we've just been conditioned because we see it on TV, right? We see it on social media. We've just been conditioned to say, oh, well, she's got long hair, even though it's not hers. Or she's got long lashes, even though lashes aren't hers. I'm going to say pause right now. If you actually pay attention, men actually have better eyelashes than women do in most cases.
Yeah.
Oh God, I hate to hear that. That's horrible.
Yeah, my son. They're longer. They're that's true.
There's a reason for that, DeeDee, because we're the hunters. So the lashes were there to protect us. That's why ours are fuller.
Learn something new.
If you look at the eyes of a woman versus the eyes of a man, in most cases, the male's eyes are sunken in because we're hunters versus the woman's eyes are not necessarily so sunken in. They typically are a little bit rounder and bigger. Right. If we actually break this down and go back to biology, which is undefeated, even going into 2026, it's still undefeated. We will realize why guys make the mistakes that they make And why women act the way that they act is because most times it's biological. They can't actually do anything about it. You see a beautiful woman walk by you, it's almost like you on autopilot. It's like nothing you can really do about it. It's, dang, I didn't really want to say that to her, but I felt compelled to tell her how beautiful she was. And then you realize you're like, that wasn't even me. I wasn't even me talking. Like, I would never really do that. I've done it.
But Trey, you made good points when you said biology. A lot of women do not understand also the more attractive that you are, it increases sperm production within a man's scrotums as well because we're attracted to you. And I know it sounds disgusting, but what I'm saying is it heightens us to want to produce more.
Right.
And so we oftentimes want to demonize men for being attracted to women. But that's what he's supposed to do.
Exactly.
Like he's supposed to be attracted to
exactly.
women.
I'm on that nature kick, though. I am on that nature kick. I think when we talk about men, our nature is simple and straightforward. But a lot of us, we don't talk about female nature. That's on the opposite side of that track.
We don't.
So once you understand that, I think if men and women both understand our basic nature, I think it'd be much easier for us to navigate each other.
And now, go ahead, Daryl.
Good.
You really underestimate men. We already know the female nature. We already know.
What's that? What's that? Go ahead. From what standpoint?
Are you telling me you didn't know what your wife liked before you got married? You didn't know what you like, what she like to do. What about you? She like. You tell me you didn't know that before?
No, I'm not. No, I did know. I did know. Yeah, but I hear what you're saying. But I mean, maybe we need to define what I mean by nature.
I think you mean the sexual
in terms of behavior. Like there's still some things about women that I have my theories, and a lot of people don't like it. I believe that women, and this is just me, and there's a lot of different ways, and not just one size fit all. For example, the question of who should love who more. That's a natural thing, right? As far as I'm concerned, if you're a man and your woman doesn't love you more than you love her, then you're in trouble.
You're in trouble, yeah.
I think that's a nature thing, right? If you got to drag and pull a woman towards you as opposed to her running towards you, that's a big difference, especially if you want to get married. So those are the natural things I'm saying. So so behavior and nature could get mixed up, but I'm talking about something more basic than her behavior. Because I did move. Go ahead.
Here, Daryl. The reason why most men don't understand female nature, you can just equate it to how popular the red pill and the manosphere, how quickly it took off. Why did it become so popular so quick, so fast? Because there were a lot of men who were learning. They didn't know this. You have to understand that men who were raised by single mothers were not taught true female nature. That's not what they were taught. They weren't taught true female nature. So this is why the popularities of the Fresh and Fits and the Kevin Samuels and the Andrew Tates and all of them went through the roof, because this was the first time they were ever hearing some of this stuff. A lot of these young guys, even into their 30s and 40s, were like, wait, what? This is what women actually think? And it was confirmed by the digital diary that I love to call TikTok. I love TikTok. TikTok is the diary. You remember? See, we're old enough to understand this. Remember back in the day, girls used to write in a diary, and you really didn't know what she thought, right? You had to work extra hard to kind of figure out what she thought, but she would write everything in this little diary. Remember, it had a little cute little lock on it. Remember, it had a little lock and key. If you can get your hands on that diary, you will really know what time it is.
Going on, no doubt.
But we don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, because they tell everything.
They tell everything on TikTok, and this was a part of the female nature. Again, why red pill manosphere stuff took off, because a lot of guys were truly learning about female nature. Now, if you didn't have an uncle in your life like I did, or your dad wasn't around, or you guys aren't from the old school like Daryl and like Boomer are, because you guys sort of got red pilled by default, because your dads and your uncles kind of already knew what time it is with women, so they just put the child on. But we as millennials, and for damn sure Generation Z, did not get that education.
No, they
did not get the education about
absolutely
women. I kind of disagree with you a little bit on this, that a lot of guys did not know female nature and are learning it today, and they are better because of it. Red pill has a lot of men. Manosphere has helped a lot of men, and as bad as it can be sometimes, and sometimes it does swing too far to the other side of the spectrum. There have been a lot of men that have been saved from potentially entering into relationships with women that they were never going to win. They were going to lose from the very beginning. And I'm watching them sing. I follow a lot of prenup guys. I follow a lot of divorce lawyers and prenup guys. There are a lot of guys that are having prenups with their wives, and when their wives are not agreeing to it, they're just leaving them. That's red pill. That's red pill doing that.
Facts.
Absolutely.
And now you got to deal with other upgradable things that's been happening now, like with paternity fraud. They're putting that stuff on husbands in some states.
But Classy, again, would we even have those laws in Tennessee if it were not for men waking up? You got to understand something. In Boomer's age, and this is no disrespect, it's just the way it was.
Right, of course.
It's just the woman was elevated back then, right? And if you saw a woman struggling with a bag, you went over, hey, miss, let me help you with that. If you saw a woman, that had a flat tire and you had extra time, you pulled over, hey, ma'am, let me help you with that tire. They were just elevated back then because we didn't know what we didn't know. Now,
they also appreciated things more back then too.
Right.
Absolutely. The women were far more feminine and far more grateful to have your assistance, and they would love to cook you a meal, or they would even give you a few dollars for helping them out. I remember. I'm old enough to remember that. I agree, but the point I'm trying to make is
they did.
To Daryl's point is a lot of these guys are growing up. They don't even realize that they're supposed to expect appreciation and gratitude from a woman. They never even thought that was a thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Nowadays, these guys go to the gym, watch a woman do a squat, land floor, and watch the barbell hit her neck and won't help her,
and leaving her there.
Well, because y'all see that video, I don't know if I posted it yet with that lady. She was like, the man was trying to tell her about, how to lift the weights or whatever. And I heard a rotator cuff, and she was like, "Don't talk to me, like, just leave me alone."
Yeah. Suppose I wanted to hurt my rotator cuff. Suppose I wanted to.
That's painful.
I watched a video, and I wrote in the comments, Black women would rather lead in hell than to follow in heaven.
Right.
And when I tell you, the Black women came for me.
It's the truth.
I looked at my notifications. That notification says 67 notifications.
Well, hot damn.
They ain't the truth. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's true. They knew what I said was true. It is true, is that when a man, listen, I am the type of guy that if I take the time out of my day to help you, it's because I actually give a damn. Because otherwise, I would ignore you and go on about my business because I have other things to take. So if I take the time out of my day to say, hey, you getting ready to blow your whole rotator cuff, let me help you. And you have that type of attitude, you ain't got nothing to worry about, baby. You ain't gonna have no more shoulders when I'm gonna leave you alone. I'm gonna let you tear every fiber in that rotator cuff, and I'm gonna leave you be.
That's why men don't say nothing anymore. That lady lost her life. I talked about that. The barbell fell on her neck. She had a child at the gym.
Oh wow.
That lady lost her life. She didn't get no help. She was struggling. Nobody helped her. It was too late. That lady died. I'm like, baby, y'all gotta stop. Men,
and they blamed it on men. They blamed it on men.
The men around won't do anything. But when you have women who say, "Look, don't tell me don't tell me nothing. I would never want to listen to a man." Like, girl, it could be a life and death situation. You don't know what you're doing. Anyway, let me read this. Successful MD, thank you for the super chat. He was already a coach there under Harbaugh. I don't know what that means.
We're talking about the coach we were talking about before. He was assistant coach.
Red Anna, what's going on? How are you? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. What's going on, Coach Ferg? What's going on, Coach Ferg? How you been?
Shout out to Coach Ferg.
Shout out to you. I haven't seen you in a minute. How you been?
Coach Ferg been around.
Thank you so much for being here, love. I appreciate you. I'm all over the place. Thank you. Go ahead, Hustler.
Now I'm just saying, Coach Ferg been around. He, as a matter of fact, he was on my show. Was it last week and the week before that? So he been around.
Coach Ferg need to pull up. I haven't seen you in a minute.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah. But I want to comment on something that Trey was saying. He was saying something about how men nowadays are learning red pill through the internet. Well, I don't know about y'all, but to me, you could say I became red pill by default when I was in my, I don't know, early to mid university days, because I understood the dark side of female nature at an early age. That's why I said, forget relationships, forget marriage, just have fun and see where it goes. And looking back, That mentality got me way more female attention than trying to be on this lovey-dovey. I want to find a good Christian woman to love me for me. I said, fuck all that. I'm just going to have fun. Let's go to the club. Let's go to the bar, smoke, drink. Well, not get high or drunk, but, just have fun. That mentality got me more. So I became red pill if I knew what the hell red pill was. But I get it. We have to use life experiences before I tell people, go out there, experience the dating market for yourself, then come back on these panels and talk to me, DeeDee, and myself, DeeDee, or any of y'all, and tell us what the heck really happened. Then we can confirm it. Everything they said confirmed my suspicion. My suspicions got confirmed because of these talking points.
It's a lot of, oh, I'm sorry. I thought you was finished. You took a breath there, but it's a lot to what you're saying.
Everything
is arrested development too. You learn
drugs
in college. So did I, but a lot of guys don't get that opportunity, so they don't learn till it's too late. Go ahead.
I mean, a lot of things I learned about female nature. For example, everything from how women make rules for one guy but bend them for the other guy. I learned about that because I had a woman that was like all up in my face, but then another guy shows up. She was more interested in me than she was to him, even though we both came at the same game. And so I learned that they make rules for one man, but bend them for another. I've had rules made for me. I've had rules bent and broken for me. So I've been on all sides of the spectrum. So I understood that at a much younger age.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've had rules bent for me. I've bent some of my rules because she was pretty. So I mean, we all have thresholds.
Yeah, that's how we know about it. Yeah, but I learned my lesson when I was 19. I learned my lesson, and I was so happy that my lesson came real early. And I got to give some thanks to my frat brothers razzing the hell out of me for crying over a girl and shit. After they got finished with me, my heart was like a rock. After that shit, I had to calm down after a while. I wasn't giving no quarter to nobody. So, so you learn. But so looking back now that I'm at my age, I was so happy I learned those lessons on not to pine so hard for somebody that early, because it helped me. It helped me a lot, So
look, our pain, I'm happy that it happened to my son. He finally got his heart broken, and I was so happy about it. Because I kept telling him in the morning to wake up and do push-ups and sit-ups and start to work on your body. He's 16 now. Look, it's time to start, starting to build this male body. And he doesn't really want to do it, right? That's just kind of pressing me into this. Okay, fine. Well, he's with this little girl. This little girl, she decided she wanted to go be with somebody else. She broke his heart. So he ended depressed. All I said to him was, the best revenge is to elevate. I walked by his room the other day. Guess what he was in there doing? Push-ups. Yeah. I said, a woman will do that to you. This is how it goes. Yep. Now there's a lot of men with great physiques. The great physique came off of a breakup. It came off of a breakup. A lot of men have a beautiful physique now because they got dumped. And so some of the time dealing with women head on and actually be a great learning lesson if it can be guided in the proper way. Oftentimes we have a lot of the young guys now who will get dumped and whatnot, and then they want to sort of stoop down to the girl's level. Well, that's typically, you can typically tell you were probably raised by a woman, because most guys will never tell you to do that. A man will tell you, oh, hey, she dumped you, cool, elevate, make her jealous. Find a woman that's better look. I'm serious, be honest. That's better looking than her. Elevate.
Absolutely.
Make her come run. That's man. We don't go down to their level. So
I get a lot of shit for that, Trey. Because I used to tell guys when they get broke up. One guy came to my office one day. His wife wanted a divorce. They had just been married for 6 months. I didn't even know this guy, but they just knew of me, right? And I said, listen, it was going to cost him $25K. I said, man, pay that woman the money and break up, man. Get out of this shit. You're young. You got a great job. You're an engineer. It'll cost you a couple of years. Just pay that shit off. I said, the second thing you need to do is get back in the saddle as soon as you possibly can. I ain't say no fall in love, but get that monkey off your back as soon as you can, right? He was, Spanish dude. It shouldn't have been too hard for him to get a girl. And people say, what do you mean get back in it? You're supposed to heal. Man, for hell with that. Because his ex-wife is getting pounded right now while we're talking. So I said, man, get some ass. Get some ass. Don't fall in love, and get her in your memory as soon as you possibly can. Because men don't need to be pining over women. We get dangerous when we pine over women like that. So and you know what? Unfortunately, I mean, he was engaged 6 months later. I told him, I didn't tell you to get engaged. We got engaged. But you know what? That's been like 10 years now. He got 2 daughters, and he's still with this woman now. So I said, he don't even talk about it. We hang out every so often. He don't even talk about his ex-wife. And I never bring it up. I don't want to bring him back down there, But I mean, I just think men need to get over women as soon as they can, because we don't need to be sitting down there moping. Ain't nothing wrong, nothing worse than a moping ass man over a chick.
This is the closest
really
locker room talk I'm gonna get to, because I feel like that's what this is. Women we don't hear these conversations. This is like opposite. Women are like, well, when I leave him, he's gonna be crying and he's gonna be upset. Women want the men to be like moping over them.
That's why I tell them, yeah, they do.
So she will be.
DeeDee, here's what we'll do. We'll cry in front of you. Oh, baby, please don't leave me, baby, please. The moment you out of our sight, it's game on.
But the thing about it, the women who actually leave, she don't really want you. She just wants you. She just wants you to feel bad because she left.
Yeah, that's the female ego, and that's something we got. That's why the education for younger men is so important, and we have to be able to teach the younger men that her leaving you has less to do with you than it does with her. It's her. She wants you to do more. She wants it because it
absolutely
it makes her feel good. So this is why you do. This is why
now
when our pain is telling you, hey, don't be pining over no woman, because all you're doing is feeding her ego. Because all you're doing is just adding water to the fire that is her ego. So don't do this. What you do is that you start working on the next one and move on. And here's what I never understand, DeeDee. There are far more women than there are men. Why don't we have an abundance mentality from jump? Why are we not teaching these young men you have abundance? It's actually the opposite. It's the opposite. The women are the ones who are taught abundance when they actually have the scarcity, because it's less men from to choose from, and they're pickier than we are. So they have a puddle to choose from, and we got the damn Pacific Ocean. I've never understood why we don't teach men this to be more abundant.
I hear you.
Yes, and to piggyback off of that, I guess you could say when I became red pill in my university days. So I had the abundance mindset, which basically said, yeah, I like you. You're a good woman, but guess what? You ain't the only chick I'm dealing with. I got others I may want to go talk to as soon as I leave you. I mean, we're not in a relationship, so what the hell is the problem? I had that mindset all throughout my 20s and my 30s, and for the most part, it's worked, but I can't to say it worked every single time. Nope, that'd be a bold-faced lie, if not an exaggeration. Just saying.
But when do you stop that though? Like, at what point do you start trying to find something? The same thing with the women. Like, when do you start trying to find something more?
When you want to get married, that's what happened to me.
I'm gonna say it like this. I think all of us know what our types are, and what I think part of knowing what you don't want is knowing what you want. One of the steps of knowing what you want is understand what the hell you do not want. Like in my case, I know what I don't want in a woman. I don't want an independent boss chick. I don't want a single baby mama. I don't want no chick that's been ran through by half the gas. I don't want a chick that did time in jail. I know what I don't want. That's gonna be the blueprint for what the hell I do want.
Well,
so that's kind of how it goes.
But it's easier for people to say what they don't want. But a lot of times when you ask people, what do you actually want? That seems harder.
Exactly.
I
100% agree with you, DeeDee. Yep.
Yeah.
I had that problem too. I had that issue too, so I can't lie.
and this isn't gender specific. Men struggle with it too. If you ask a man, well, what do you actually want? They start to tell you what they don't want.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the question. The question was, what do you want?
Yeah.
And oftentimes when it comes to women, if you force their hand to tell you what they want, well, this is when the delusion starts to come in, because then they just start listening on fantasies. All right, you're not talking about what you want. You're talking about what you're dreaming about, which is completely different.
Right.
So it's difficult to get the men to actually explain what they do want. And it's difficult to get the women to not tell you their fantasy, man. So we have a real problem, and there's a disconnect there.
Yeah, because I say that because I've noticed that, and I think you have to know what you want. You have to, because when you start looking for what you clearly the obvious things of what you don't want is as obvious, but what do you really want? That's to me more difficult, because people like you, people really can't answer that. Like,
Can I chime in on that one,
want?
Dee? If I chime in on that one, especially because I went on a journey looking for my wife, because it takes time to figure out what you do want.
Right.
And one of the things I had to do, and a lot of people don't believe me, because I mean, I wasn't no real select guy, but I stopped just fooling around with random chicks. It first started out with me. I said, I just want a woman I can hold hands with in public, but I'm not worried about anybody seeing us together. Because I'm not sneaky linking it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is a chick I'm claiming. It started out there. And then it just started to grow. I mean, some of the casual situations I could have been in, I could forgo. I wanted to be able to, and now in retrospect, this is what it was. I wanted to be able to recognize the woman when I saw her. I wanted to be able to recognize the right woman when I saw her. And I think if you're clouded with all these other women and all that other shit, I don't think you're clear enough to see. So when I ran into my wife, it was like, holy moly, man, I'm being rewarded, for whatever, the abstinence and all that kind of stuff. Because it didn't take me long. Like I said, we got engaged after 5 months. And that's because she was down for all the shit I was saying. I said, well, where's the resistance? I want another girlfriend. I'm looking for somebody to do something seriously. She's shaking her head. Yeah, so I'm looking for that too. But I just think I was my head was clear. I was probably more clear at the time when we got together than I probably ever was with a woman before in my life.
I think that's important, though. That's why I say that, because I think it's important if you when you know what you want and you come across it, it doesn't take you long to grab it. Especially you grab that up, and then I think too, it's not as difficult. I can't say whether it's difficult or not. I mean, because I'm not the one searching. I think for men, I think when a man knows what he wants, any other women that he was talking to or whatever, they let that go. Like, stop talking to these other women, and then they focus on you, like, because they know that's what they want.
I think it's two parts, BD. I think it's, yes, the man needs to know what he wants, but the woman needs to be what he wants.
Yeah.
And oftentimes, I think a lot of the times the men do know what they want. So when we see these guys that get married, it's like, dang, you only known her for 3 months and y'all getting married. Well, it's two parts to that. He knew what he wanted, but she also happened to be what he wanted. There's two parts to that. And we get a lot of women who's like, well, I don't understand. Why is it taking y'all men so long? And my response is always, you're not what he's looking for. He knows what he wants. I've been in relationships and knew exactly what it would take for me to get married. I knew exactly what it would take. She just wasn't it. That doesn't mean she wasn't a great girlfriend. Doesn't mean she wasn't a great person to be around. Doesn't mean anything. It just means to go to that level. I'm looking for something very specific, and she was not it. Right now, people will say, well, why do you spend so much time there? Well, in the real world, and not on TikTok and not on social media, you actually give a person an opportunity. In the real world, you just don't get rid of people immediately because they aren't exactly who you need them to be right there at that moment. Some people actually do grow a little bit. Some people actually do change in a positive way. So you have to at least give them a few weeks, a month or two to kind of work it out a little bit, right? But in order for this to truly happen, it is two parts. You can be a man who knows what he wants all day and never come across a woman who is what you want her to be.
That's facts.
That's true.
Mrs. Didi, I'm gonna have to give you some kudos because I've been on this panel a couple of times, and I was trying to say what I wanted as far as relationship is concerned, and you looked at me. You need to work on yourself. So you notice the changes in me, the physical changes in me since we last talked, and that's basically because you said something. Now, since I made these changes on myself, it's like my DM kind of blew up. I was in the gym, working out, doing my thing, and this beautiful woman came up, was sat right in front of me, was doing bench. She looked at me and said in Spanish, she wanted me to spot for her. I'm looking up and looking around. I see all these big dudes around here, but she asked me. So I did. I'm like, you know what? It's not. I think the fact that I got a trusting face, I got a distinguished look. I don't have that scruffy boy afro I had before and everything. And it's like, I'm sorry. I got to give Miss Dee the credit. I'm like, because she said something, say you need to look at you, change you, do what you need to do with you. So ever since then,
DD out here changing lives, man.
DD got it going on for Mrs.
I should be your
Samuel.
poster boy for your consulting part because it works. It works. I'm sorry you got a promo. I got a promo off you because I know you charge, but it works. It works. I didn't age out. Matter of fact, just after 4 months. Matter of fact, I got the attention of women that much younger than me, and I ain't shy and I ain't ashamed about it either. Plus,
you shouldn't be.
You should.
I am not. And I also decided to get involved. I'm in Argentina, living in Argentina. I'm getting involved, so I participated in a powerlifting tournament. Got first place. Got the gold medal. Yeah, and still I'm going. I got other things I want to do now.
Oh, wow.
But once I changed this look and my body got fit, it changed the outlook of everybody around me. And it's like everybody, the people that wasn't paying attention to me or saw me in a different way, look at me now like, ooh, he look like potential. Okay, all right, he look like potential now. Oh, let me talk. And I'm like, okay, Miss Dee, thank you. Thank you.
There you go.
DD out here giving people that Richard Roundtree that shaft.
DD, I've seen what you have done for others.
That's amazing.
I need some help, DD. What can I do?
You know what, DD? I need some help. I'm gonna pay you $1,000. I need all the help.
How much are your services? I want to improve.
Yes, how much? Yeah. How much is your services? I'm buying
no,
t-shirts.
You know what, Daryl,
I'm still doing this, Miss Dee.
Daryl, I'm glad you said something because
how much you charge?
a point that I always try to make is that we oftentimes as men act like women don't like they don't want their man to be attractive. Like the way that we look is not really as important. And I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I really do. I agree with that entire premise. I don't think you need to be the prettiest man in the world, anything like that. But there is a look in which I think women find to be more attractive than others.
That's true.
And typically that involves a level of grooming and self-care that most men, for whatever reason, are choosing either just not to do it or just don't care to do it, don't know enough about it or whatnot. But this idea that women don't like, nice haircuts and groomed beards and nice teeth and in shape dudes who dress well, like that's insane. That's crazy to even think about. Of course they do. They want their man to look good too, right? I think we are just a little bit more set on physical looks. But this idea that women don't, and so to hear Daryl say, "Hey, I'm getting a little bit more action, getting a little bit more attention," as a direct result of sort of cleaning up, my physical look, it just proves the point. And a lot of guys really need to start to focus on this. And I see this. I'm like, oh, I'm struggling with women. And I'm like, well, your stomach's hanging over your pants. Like, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a problem. It's gonna be a little bit of a problem.
But Trey, can I throw something there to add, not to just subtract? I think that's the reason you can agree with me or disagree with me. That's the reason why that female got upset about the whole quarter zip thing, because it would elevate them. Those young, she knew that.
Yes.
She knew if they elevate, she has to have standards too to elevate herself.
That means that she's got to step it up. And one thing that women, a lot of women, especially low IQ women, they don't want to do is they don't want to work hard. So anything that's going to put them in a position where they've got to step up now, they got to level up. Because here's the thing. Have you guys ever gone out? And I see this often being in the DC area. I will see a couple and I would be like, one doesn't match the other, right? You look at her and she from top to bottom, like, damn, she is polished. She's put together. The dress fits well. You know what I mean? She looks good. She's in shape. And you look at her and you be like, that's your dude? That's kind of crazy. Look, or you see it the other way around. He's polished. He's dressed well. He's in shape. and then he walk out there and his girl, pushing 200 pounds. I think we have this idea that like that's the way things are supposed to be, and it's okay. I can be whoever I want to be. You just need to accept me who I am. Wrong. Absolutely wrong. Couldn't be more wrong. When a man is working and he's building himself up, you have to meet him there with your physicality, with your aesthetics. They need to look a certain way, and especially if he's successful. The one thing you see with a lot of these women who are dealing with successful men, the women are typically kind of polished. Savannah James, polished. You look at some of these athletes' wives, they're polished women. They ain't out here looking crazy. They won't be caught dead looking crazy because it's bigger than just, you know what I mean? Than
they have to be the representation of their husbands.
Exactly.
But see, this is the whole thing, fellas. We can't let them get away with stuff. See, another thing is, yeah, we know women are about aesthetics, but however, you can't have it both ways, bro. You're not gonna have it about aesthetics and then say, I need to pay all your bills. Nah, it ain't. No, you go 50-50 now. Now you do 50-50 because I'm looking at your aesthetics, looking at my aesthetics. All right, let's do this 50-50 now. That's all we saying. Okay, let's do that. Now, if you want an attractive dude, and you want him to be rich, well, then you got to be attractive and be rich. But you know what I be saying? I'm in the DMV area. I be saying a lot of big women going after slim dudes. They don't go after big dudes. They going after slim dudes. I be seeing them, bro. I mean, it's on our shows, on our TV shows. You watch them. You see a big woman with a skinny dude. I mean, that's what they go after. And there's nothing wrong with that. But however, a lot of times that skinny dude is not rich. Usually he's working on himself financially. You know what I'm saying? He's acting, he might be fine a Chad, but he might not have all the degrees and all the, that's what you see a lot. So I'm in the event, and that's why they complain a lot, because they want this magical dude. I'm serious.
You're right on that, Mercy. And this is living out here in Los Angeles. When you go to a more sophisticated area like a country club that's having an event or a fancy restaurant, when they know your new money, where you place your fork and spoon and plate a certain way, they can tell that you're not from the class. Or if you go to an event, what do you usually hear when a man of stature has his woman next to him? What does she say? Hello, this is my husband. He is in charge of da-da-da-da-da. She'll list off his resume. And that woman is fine. I've never went to any of those events and saw a woman that weighed 200 plus pounds. You will never see it.
I think something wrong with them big ladies, with them skinny dudes. I think if you 300 pounds, you need to find you a 300-400 pound man. I'm just saying.
She's paying. Usually if she's big and he's skinny, she's paying.
These big girls always do go for those skinny dudes. You always see it. And I'm just like, no.
I had one look at me like a steak. I was like, dude, look here. I was like, no, okay, me. I'm your average. I mean, I'm 6 foot, 168 pounds. This woman she was pushing 3 hondos. I was like, literally, I'm like a loofah between your crack. I don't want you.
See, that's why I got my passport. I'm gonna tell you right now, DeeDee.
I didn't say it out loud.
One of the most uncomfortable things in the world is to be approached by a big girl. It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. Because you know ain't nothing coming from this, and you're not interested. But she got all the confidence in the world. It's like
right. They see something they like and they approach.
I'm not gonna lie. There are some men out there that like big women.
She grab you by the collar and say, "Come
here." No, but I can remember specifically one time being in a club on U Street in DC, and this chick, I remember exactly where I was at. She was about 210, maybe 215. She was big, man. She was big, and you on the floor, you dancing or whatever, we dancing or whatever, and go-go's going or whatever. And she just kind of was like, what's up? And I'm like, nah, I'm good. She's like, what you mean? Like she's like, you can see like she was like, what you mean? I'm like, I'm good, baby. I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good. Like, ain't no man. And she just start dancing up on me. But luckily, I had a friend. I don't want to call her a friend because we definitely was fucking. But I had a female that was with me, and she kind of stepped in she kind of played bodyguard a little bit, helped me out. But yeah, it's uncomfortable. And it's a lot of them running around the DMV. Trust me, there's a lot of big girls.
I mean, the same thing happened to me, bro. And I'm like, look, this big girl, right? It was 2 of them. And I'm just like, they come over, Brother Mercy, won't you buy me a drink? I'm like, what the hell? Buy you a drink?
Oh,
I'm
Lord.
like, hell no. I mean, I ain't want to sound like that, but I'm just like, why do you looking the way you look, coming up to me, asking me to buy you?
They think they're a 10. Every woman is a 10 nowadays. So even then they thought they got the confidence. I remember my husband brother said, he asked this a while ago. He was like, so he asked him and I screamed loud laugh. And he was like, man, I was out. He was at the club. And he say, when did these big girls get so confident? When did they get so confident to approach? I was weak.
I'm gonna tell you when the body shaming sort of thing went out, the body positivity era sort of came in, and a lot of these larger women were told you're beautiful too.
Yeah.
And beautiful is a word I think we use way too often.
Way too much.
Like way too often. It needs to be reserved for actually beautiful women. We tell all the women now that they're beautiful. And so now what you're getting is you are getting women who are pushing 2 bills, and in some cases 3 bills, that are literally walking up to you. Classy said 4 bills that are walking up to you with the same confidence that a woman who is a legit 9 would have, but a legit 9 would never walk up to you. She don't have to, right? She a 9. Right. But these women walk up with that sort of confidence. And I'm telling you, as a man, you're like, well, you gotta remember, we never been prepared. We women didn't come after us, not at least in my era. Women didn't come. We went after them. So you get a little bit uncomfortable when you got a woman 300 pounds sitting there talking about, I'll sop you up and I'll eat this and I'll do that.
That's what they be saying. Oh God, no.
Let me throw this out here.
They got filthy mouths, DeeDee.
Oh God, they do.
They think that's a turn on because they think y'all gonna like that.
But at the same time, what Trey says is 100% facts. They know they don't have the exterior, so they're gonna do everything that the pretty girl won't do. That's why a lot of these guys date these big girls. I'm not saying they're not guys that don't like big girls, because out here in LA about 3 years ago, we had a club called Hungry Hippos, and it was nothing but big girls that went into that joint.
You lying, Classy. That could You lying, Classy.
No.
It was really called Hungry Hippos.
It was really called Hungry Hippos in West Hollywood. And it was a club. It was a club specifically for plus size women.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And there were a lot of guys there, but also they had a downstairs part of the club where the girl would go and bust you down. There's a lot of dudes going to those clubs.
Oh, hold on, Classy. How you know all that?
No, because I have a friend at work that likes it.
You got a friend of a friend.
She was a big girl, class.
The girls he dated, and I kid you not, the girls he dated was 200-300 plus pounds.
Yeah, there's some.
But however, I'm sorry, Mr. Payne. However, we look at the extra, but he's telling me he said the girls that I've dated before that were small, I never got what I wanted out of them. But the big girls, they will pay, they will buy his clothes, they will give him the gok 8,000. That was just his thing. Like that was he said once he started dating big girls, any slim girl come his way, he'd be like, please, you can have that. That was just his thing. But when he actually showed me the pictures of the club, it said Hungry Hippos. I thought he was lying. And so I actually drove by and saw it myself. I was like, you gotta be kidding.
And DeeDee, some of my friends, some of my close friends, is their fault. Cause they be giving these big girls chances. So that's how they build their confidence. I'm telling you, like a dude I know, he always in the gym working out. This dude is thorough. And he always going at the big women. So of course when they're like, oh, this other dude, he get him, so I get mercy too. But I'm telling you how they think, because you got dudes out here simping. They simping for the big women.
In LA. I know some muscle-bound dudes that date fat women. I've seen it.
Oh, wow. Shout out Mr. Walker. Mr. Walker 96 in the building. Thanks. Say salute DeeDee and panel. Thank you, Mr. Walker. I appreciate you for the super chat. Pharaoh says men need not to be peer pressured away from what they want. What I want is not in this culture. That's why men go to other races and other cultures. Thank you, Pharaoh. I appreciate you. Listen, let me ask y'all this real quick. So if most women or most people are average, what is considered a 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 10? What are those just celebrity women?
No. If you've traveled and gone to other countries,
you would know.
You'll see
So you gotta
very
go to
attractive
other countries.
women. Yeah, no, you don't have to necessarily go to other countries, but I think the likelihood of you seeing more attractive women are going to be in other countries. You have to remember, 96% of the population is not in the West. So if you have to go somewhere else, and when you go other places, you will see women. You're like, oh, wow. And here's the craziest part, DeeDee. They don't know they look that good.
I knew you were going to say that.
That's true.
That's the most insane part about this whole thing is that they think because they are around so many other attractive people. Take Brazil, for instance. When you go to Brazil, you have conversations with women in Brazil. They'll tell you like, "Oh, I'm an average woman. You'll be looking at her like, nah, you ain't average," because we're comparing it to what we see on back home, and we know what the typical beauty standard is, and so this is what you get more attractive women who typically can be more pleasant. But the truth of the matter is that if you really want to see these, I'm talking about real beauty. Think about the modeling. When the model companies, they don't always get them. They don't source all their women from America. They source these women from Africa. There you go. They source from Africa. They source from Italy. They source from all over the world because there are beautiful women all over the world. And this is why I agree. I have said this before, and I mean this. Passport bros are really the only ones who have a real solution to any of this modern data. They're the only ones who actually have a actual solution to this problem. What you have to understand as a man is that dating is global now. It's global. Yeah. You go anywhere and date now. You date where you want to date now. You are not restricted to the state, the city, the country, the coast that you grew up in or that you live in. You're not restricted at all. You have a passport. Go and travel and go see, and you will see some, highly attractive. Now, my scale is very difficult, DeeDee. So everybody's not a 9 or a 10 in my scale. But you will see some incredibly attractive women from everywhere from, I've been to the Czech Republic, to Brazil, to Colombia. I've been to South Korea. There's beautiful women in South Korea. It's all over. I just want men, for me personally, I just want men to stop to actually exercise the options that you have. Go see the world. If you don't like it, you can always come back. You can come back to the United States and date. Go date women of other cultures. Go date women of other countries, and you will see that a lot of these women are actually a lot more down to earth than you think they are. Because we assume that because she's so good looking that she's not down to earth, but you'll be surprised.
It's different. It's completely different. Like, I agree, Trey. Yeah.
Do you see that picture Carol I just showed you?
Yeah.
You showed it twice.
She's from that's the same female. That's my ex-girlfriend.
Gorgeous.
And my Portuguese.
From Brazil?
From Brazil, from Rio de Janeiro. You know what she tells me? She tells me she ain't even the best looking female in her country.
But as Trey said, I can account for that too. Some of the places I've been to in Europe where the women I meet are saying, "Oh, like I'm just average." Like Trey's 100% correct.
But the reason why it's like that.
They're humble about it.
Because the men have the standard of what they expect their women to look like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Bingo.
But even just here in this country, like you'll find that the women who are better looking don't really be thinking. It's kind of the same. It's the ones that are not that attractive that have the highest self-esteem, and they be like, just like they're just everything. And then the ones who look better, better than that, they have no self-esteem. They don't think they're that, and they have issues. Insecure.
DeeDee, you're right. My colleague, she asked me, why do they act like that? Literally what you said, DeeDee. My colleague, because she's from Albania, and she said, like, why do they act like that in the U.S.? Like, I don't know. Like you said, with the ones who are like average or below average, act like they're the most beautiful.
It's
why?
It's
I couldn't answer it.
But I can answer. It's societal pressure.
Yep.
You will have humble women in a group of women and just say, "Oh, I'm just me. I'm just me." And you will have the friends around here say, "No, girl, you a 10. You this, you that." They push this on them. They push this. She's trying to remain humble. She understands that there are beautiful women everywhere. She gets it, but her friend group her scrolling, her doom scroll, everything's telling her, no, girl, you are a 11 on a 10, on a scale of 10. You're an 11, you're an 11. And so eventually they crack, see, Irvin, they crack, and she goes, you know what? I am an 11. And boom, now we have these women who have an overinflated sense of self-worth. And now we have a problem when in actuality, a lot of them started off trying to be humble and understanding. Yes, I was giving good looks. I got that, but I'm not the only one who has good looks. And they try, but the girls, I don't know if you guys have ever seen like a girl talk about like maybe she feels like she's inadequate in a way. Have you ever watched the girls around her go, "Nah, girl, what are you talking about? You beautiful."
Yeah.
Dressing like that, it's okay to be inadequate. I'm bald. I deal with it. I'll do okay. It's okay to be inadequate.
Welcome to the club.
But the girls will push this on her. No, girl. It don't matter that you got craters on your face. You still a 10. It's like, no, she's not a 10. And we need to address this and get her some help so we can help fix this issue so she can be better. But we don't ever do that.
No. If she always thinks she's a 10 and there's nothing that she will never fix herself.
There's nothing to improve.
Exactly. That's what they need to hear, though. This is why I don't tell them if people around me, nope, girl, how this dress look on me, girl, it looks a hot mess. You need to go, let me show you what'll work for your body. Like this is wear this. That's why I don't have a whole bunch of girlfriends, because I'm too honest about it. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and tell you that look good. And your shape is nice and you fat. Like, no, I can't. That's not doing you. That's doing you a disservice. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and tell you, girl, you look so good. And then women are catty, and some women, not all, they do that on purpose. They will set you up. I've seen it. They will, girl, yeah, you look good, and then two of them get together. Girl, she look a mess behind her back. Like women aren't always the best of the best friends, to each other. They'll set you up for failure, and they laugh about it. Some of them. So I just
versus us as men, DeeDee, where we will clown you from the very beginning. I says, men, if you walk out and you look crazy, we going in on you from the very beginning. We letting you know, bro, you look insane right now. What is going on? Go change your clothes. You can't come out with us like that.
Why did your barber mess up your hairline?
See, a lot of women ain't gonna do that. They gonna let you go out looking crazy, and they'll just sit back and laugh about it and tell you, girl, that looks good, and no, it don't. They know it don't look good. They underhanded, conniving. They'll do that. This why I say the sisterhood is got a lot of problems.
But DeeDee, they also are saying that there's no competition, though. But that sounds like competition. That sounds like a backhanded tactic to make yourself look better in the group of friends. That sounds like competition.
That's why they say you'll have like a couple of attractive women in the group, and they befriend somebody that they think is less attractive to have her there, so that she won't get the attention. It's like it's a weird game that a lot of these women play, but it's the truth. They'll befriend women who they don't believe is super attractive and hype them up and make them think that they are, but all the while they laughing at them and saying, girl. But then if that friend slip up and get some attention, they be pissed about it. There was a video on social media like that where the big girl was with these other girls. The guy walked up to the girl and said, "Oh my God, you look so beautiful today." And the girl who thought she looked so great, she stopped like, "Oh, me." And he was like, "No, not you. You." He went to the big girl, and she was so surprised, and the other girl was pissed. Like, wait a minute, and looked back like, you talking about her? She's big as a house. Like, why would you want her? He did it on purpose.
I did that before because I got it from How to Be a Player, that movie. It works. Classic. It's a tactic that we do to get fine people to us.
Oh, sure, baby.
Yeah, if none of y'all have ever seen the movie How to Be a Player, he literally puts that to work. He gets like the ugliest girl out of the group, and he basically just dumps on her the whole night so that he can pull the other girl.
Classy, that works over here as well, Classy.
Oh, wow.
That works over here.
That's crazy.
But you can't keep doing that, fellas. That's the problem.
Why not?
That's the problem. Now the ugly chicks got all the confidence in the world now. Now we done messed it up, fellas.
He got a
point. Done messed it up.
No, look, hey, Mercy, there's trade-offs to everything, right? And one of the trade-offs is that if you pump up a woman that doesn't deserve it, she might actually keep it, and she might keep it for a while, and she might move that way. Like, oh, I got these men out here want me. That's why a lot of these times when we talk to women, and we'll say, well, you know, you're just an average chick. They immediately go, well, my DMs don't say that.
Right.
They immediately go to that because that's the way validating. No, I got all these men, to Mercy's point. I got all these men telling me that I'm fine and I'm this and I'm that. And I really want to tell them the truth. No, you're a warm hole and it's easy. That's what they're looking for. And you haven't quite figured that part out yet. I know that as a man, most men know that, but you just haven't figured that part out yet.
Facts.
But they need to figure it out because, you know, girl, them many of DMs talking about Grand Rising Queen. I don't know who said that. Ought to be a red flag right there. Who says Grand Rising? If I was single and somebody DM me Grand Rising Queen, I'ma just laugh. What?
And be like,
I'm
girl,
not,
you look
what?
good. You look like cocoa butter waist beads and Grand Rising. I'm like,
That's
what?
funny. Like what? Like, no, go back to the drawing board. Like that ain't gonna work. But it worked. They be happy to the mother. Like, oh my God, I got all these niggas in my DMs and they just like Grand Rising Queen, baby. I could pull men. That's how they be like, I could pull. Why? Because my DMs are heavy. Like, what? Okay.
It's just like some.
No, baby. No, baby. You are heavy. The DMs are not heavy. You are heavy.
Yes.
I think a lot of men like them big girls low key though. They just don't want to be honest about it. I think they.
I would be sitting here and I would be lying to you, Dee, if I said that I ain't never smashed a big joint, because I have, and it's happened on multiple occasions. Okay. If a man sit here telling you he ain't never done it, he more than likely he lying. We all have. Look, there was some lean times in my year that I thought was quite interesting because she wasn't lean at all, but there was some lean times in my look, every night, even baseball players go through droughts, Boomer. Ain't that true? We all go through droughts, and every now and then you just need a single. You just need a single to kind of get recharged. You need to get back in the game. You need a little single. If you can hit a little single, you realize, you know what? I am a good hitter. I can actually play this game. So that's what the big girl is. The big girl is a single just to get you back in the game. You know what? I can't pull women. I'm all right with this. Get you back in the game. It happens. She was big, DeeDee. She was big.
I didn't have a big girl. But I dated a girl who had a big caboose, but her face looked like Mr. Ed. She had some big teeth.
Well, hot damn.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to leave you guys. There's a party going on now.
Well, we going to parties now.
I'm going to crash the party.
Go on, Daryl. Turn up.
Go ahead.
What they do in Argentina, they do Christmas from Thanksgiving all the way up to Christmas. They celebrate every day.
But Daryl, when is Christmas over there?
Same day.
25th?
But they celebrate every day after Thanksgiving, from Thanksgiving to Christmas. Every day.
Okay.
You got an echo big time.
Hey, DeeDee, look what you did. You done turned this man into a monster. Look what you did.
You having fun. Good for you, Daryl.
So Daryl, you don't need to come to Daryl. You don't need to go to Europe then. You don't need to go to Ukraine or Poland or Switzerland. You don't need to go anymore.
I'm good.
Good.
I'm good. Thank you, Mrs. DeeDee.
Oh, you're welcome.
Hey, DeeDee, how much your course costs? I need healing.
I'm not. No.
You're not able.
I need to level up.
Are you Ashley Dalton?
Classy, you know where it's at. Classy, you know where you need to go.
She the Ashley Dalton for men. She helping men level up.
Oh no! Don't do that. He see him. He's trying to get on my bad side.
Hey, is it true that Ashley Dalton woman is 60 years old?
No, she's not 60.
She's not. I think she was joking when she said that.
Yeah,
because people kept asking her how old she was. I think she was just joking. Yeah.
I'll give her at least about late 40s.
Yeah, I think she's her 40s.
It's hard to tell, man. You could tell she got so much work done. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She mentioned that she had a few ribs taken out, part of her jawbone, and
she got what she looked like before.
Well, she never showed any pictures.
But you know what the scary part is? When these women do that, again, biology is undefeated. The DNA goes based off of what she actually looks like,
Oh,
and not
right.
the enhanced version of her.
Yep.
There was a man in Japan who actually sued his wife because she had a whole lot of work done, and he won the case because you misrepresented yourself.
Yeah.
And y'all get to having children, and them children gonna come out looking like your original face.
I think he had 2 children with her.
Yeah, he did. And he couldn't understand. He's like, yo, these kids don't. They should be. Basically, he pretty much said these kids should be more beautiful because of the way she looks. And I'm just being honest. That's basically what he wrote. He was just like, look, these kids should look way better than what they look, and it doesn't make sense. And then he during his investigation, he found out, hold up, this is what this woman actually looks like, and he sued the hell out of her ass.
And one got my kids out here looking like Bebop and Rocksteady from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Classy, it's important. I would be lying to you if I didn't tell you that I didn't choose my daughter's mom because her mom was fine. Like, it's important. I don't want my kids to look. I want my kids to look good. So yeah,
I think
if she's not attractive,
men. I think a lot of women that's how they choose their men. Do maintenance.
They do it for height. They do it for height, Boomer, don't they?
If she's not attractive, then how you gonna have kids with her?
For genetic purposes,
Aww.
yeah. I think we all do it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, look at
loving on them kids.
Look at
the
Kiki.
problem
You know
is,
what? I'm leaving. I'm going to love.
Is that your son, DeeDee?
well, but I have to say this though, when it comes to genetics, it doesn't always pan out because Tim Duncan's father is 5'10", but his sister and him is over 7 feet even.
Oh Lord!
Hey, how does that work?
His mom was in the
and Michael Jordan.
Was that your son, DeeDee?
His brothers are barely
Yeah.
6'1".
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He's adorable. Looks just like you too.
He does.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave, DeeDee, because I want to go love on my kids now. You know, made me jealous.
I gotta go too. Y'all, I gotta get off here.
Y'all enjoy y'all weekend.
You too.
And
I gotta get out of here too.
Y'all be safe.
Be safe. Take care,
All right.
y'all.
You take care, guys. You too.
Right.
All right, dude.
All right.
Going.
All right. See you later. All
Bye.
right.
Go ahead and get my final thought right quick. I want to get that out the way.
Go ahead.
Me
Now,
too.
let me go ahead and tell y'all something. Don't pay no attention to these women. I'm gonna tell you right now. And the LGBTQ guy community is gonna get mad at me. Feminism in that it has a limitation. It doesn't grow. It doesn't populate other societies. It never will. So in the end, it sounds good. It feels good to them. But in the end, when they get older, it is going to feel bad. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of them end up in a mental institution or actually, but I'm going to leave it at that. Y'all have a blessed day.
You too. Take care.
All right. Peace.
See Irving. Any final words?
No, like everything's been good. Everything's been good. I got the link that you sent me as well.
Okay. Good.
DeeDee as well. And yeah, I'm glad I was able to join this one because I've been busy. I've been busy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Busy working?
Yeah. Work stuff and some other stuff too as well.
All
but
right.
yeah.
Well, good.
But all right.
You got it. Take care till next time.
Take
Be
care.
safe.
Yeah.
Enjoy
Bye-bye.
the rest of the weekend.
Thank you. You too.
You too. Hustler, any final words?
Sure. Good to see you back, and I'm glad to see you're still doing these open panels because I miss this.
I
do
know.
my
I tried.
Yeah, and you're doing a pretty good job at it. I mean, we can all try harder, but hey, you got to start somewhere. I started doing my own shows, and I guess you're part of the inspiration for it. I do my own shows now for the last 2 years.
It's been that long? 2 years you've been doing it?
Yep.
Hey.
I started rocking with you back in what, 2022 or something like that? Damn, what does the time go?
Almost 2026, 23. Yeah, so almost 4 years.
Yeah, but anyway, salute to you, the family. Wish y'all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's start 2026 off with a bang.
I know that's right. At least we gotta try, at least, child. But thank you. I appreciate you. Take care, Hustler. I'll see you soon.
You too, DeeDee. You too.
Thank you. All right, you guys, that is it. That's a wrap. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out. Continuously watch the videos that are posted on the channel if you can. Hit the like button. leave a comment. Y'all know what it is. Turn on your notification bell to be notified when I upload new content or go live, y'all. Thank y'all once again for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Shout out to everybody who gave super chats or cash apps. I appreciate you for supporting the channel in that way. And also you can definitely support by hitting that like button on your way out. All right. So thank y'all once again. Y'all be safe. Y'all take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I'll see you really, really soon. Mwah. Later.
It's DeeDee's reactions. DeeDee's reactions. I hope you enjoy the show. Like, share, subscribe. You know it's a vibe. Like, share, subscribe. 'Cause you know it's a vibe. It's DeeDee's reactions. Tell a friend, it's DeeDee's reactions. It's DeeDee's reactions. DeeDee's reactions. Later. Later. It's DeeDee's reactions. DeeDee's reactions. I hope you enjoy the show. Like, share, subscribe. You know it's a vibe. Like, share, subscribe.